There are no lawns here.
Wish this brightness had less brightness.
That looks good.
Alexa, get lights on.
Welcome to the chat, everybody. Welcome to a Friday Night with Friends. Tonight we've got Dragon Paradox, Keith, Huntsman, and Motobloke so far. I know it's going to be a might be a small gathering tonight. Forgotten Angels is going on. Me and Gma are still up here at Barber. We spent the whole day at Barber. Not only was the museum there, but also had friends that were doing WERA racing, and there were 3 classes running today. So I got so much footage, I probably will have to break it up into just today 2 videos. One of the actual racing and then one of the actual museum. Not counting yesterday's video driving here. So we're getting a lot of videos in the cans. I hope you guys are going to enjoy them. So we are going to have some fun. Having said that, no matter where you are, you kind of always wish you would have kind of done something else or went somewhere else. So Gma.
What?
If you weren't here with me, drinking rum, watching motorcycle races, and seeing cool motorcycles, where would you rather be?
Well, this is my first choice, obviously, because here I am. My second choice, of course, would have been Forgotten Angels. My third choice on this side of the country would have been seeing my great-grandkids over in Kings Bay, Georgia.
Oh, I love Kings Bay.
Yeah, I have family there.
I was stationed there.
Yeah, that's why he's there.
I
Yeah.
had a lot of fun.
But yeah, I have 2 great-grandsons over there. Yep, both under 5. They're adorable.
And Doug, you're there playing with all your motorcycles, so
Yep.
where would you rather be? I'd rather you be here with us.
Yeah.
This was freaking awesome.
Actually, yeah, I would. Circumstances this year not the best. So, but there will be another time, and she might be coming to the house anyway.
Yep,
So-
I might.
I'll give her all the stuff that
Right.
she's supposed to be giving you.
It depends kind of
Right.
on the weather and my route and the
And
time.
then she's obligated.
I know.
Since she's headed that way anyway.
Well, you're
If
pretty
you do
close
head
to
down
me
this
anyway,
way,
so
If you do head down this way, let me know, and I'll head east, meet you, and ride up with you.
sounds cool.
So yeah, there's some really cool stuff that's easily missed on the way
Oh yeah.
if you don't.
Yep.
So, but yeah, there's all kinds of neat stuff here at Cigar Cactus. There's
Yep.
what is it, Oregon Pipe State Park, all that stuff. And then there's this one secret hidden gem that's here in town that's actually really neat to go see. It's along one of the canals. Super cool.
I was like those.
This video that you've got from, or the shots that you've got from the motorcycle races, is that the secret location up by the restaurant that you were talking about?
No, that was look up a couple of those. So if you go into the museum, you go to the second floor, you can walk straight out onto a skyway on a bridge that goes over one section of the track. You go down, you can walk around in the middle of the track, and it's basically like like a garden, like a jungle. And there's different spots inside the track. You can look through the trees and see the races, and then you can keep going and go over the top of the next one toward the paddocks and see the actual start of the
You can see
races
the pits.
and the pits and stuff.
Yeah.
So I got
Pretty cool.
awesome shots of this thing.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. Yeah, there is a restaurant way in the back. It's for the the hoity-toities. But the museum, the restaurant's a bunch of vending machines. It didn't have a whole lot in them.
It was really funny though, because I was walking over towards the pits, and there are 2 overpass bridges where you pass over the track. So I was coming back from the second one, and I turned around, looked back, and I saw, because they have a lot of sculptures and things in the parkway there. And so I turn around, and there's a Bigfoot, and it looks like he's got his head stuck in one of the big pillars that holds the bridge up. So I'm like, that's pretty freaking weird. So I was kind of looking a little bit closer, And then I look around and I see something sparkly, and they have hung, I think it might be because it's close to Halloween, but they have a doll that they have secured up underneath the bridge like she's going to jump. And she's got like a shiny skirt on, and it's all sequined up.
Life-size doll.
Yeah, life-size doll.
Life-size.
I was like, what the actual fuck?
If you're walking around down there and you don't know about these sculptures, some of them will catch you by surprise. They're not meant to be like jump out and you look, here's a sculpture. You're looking across one of the lakes and there's a Bigfoot staring back at you.
Yeah.
And then there's the one where she had that's when you go under the bridge, if you look straight out, he's like got his head stuck in the pillion or in the pillar. If you're walking down the garden path, there's like it's almost the same color as the background foliage. It's a panther, life size. And it's like head level. So as you come around this corner, you look up and there's a panther
pretty cool.
there. But there's stuff like that all through there. It's very cool.
So, if races aren't your thing, which I don't understand why they wouldn't be somebody's thing, but that's just me. There are lots of things to do there. We spend all day long there, and it's like you can go out and wander around. You can go out and be in the sunshine. You can go inside and look at the museum stuff. They had some hot rod cars there. They had a couple of bicycles there, the kind that you ride and you fire up an engine by riding the bicycle. Really old ones, though.
Yeah, piston.
Yeah,
piston bikes.
that.
Pedalaster.
Yeah, really cool stuff to look at.
They had so much history in there. One of the cool things was they had a company that made water wells and water pumps. Little bitty, like 30cc water pumps. And they had altered production in the 30s and 40s when to make little add-ons for bicycles. So it's this gasoline-powered little engine that mounts on the back of the back of a bicycle to turn it into a motorcycle. And they call them velocipedals. And there were tons of these things in there. So sewing machines got really big into it. I guess industrial sewing machines used to run on gas because a lot of these things were made by Singer and not Brother, but the other, I can't remember what the other, Sears. There was a bunch of like sewing machine companies that all of a sudden started making motorcycles. And the only thing I can really think of is at that time, bicycles and sewing machines were the closest thing that to make all of these highly tuned, very fine, small engine running transmission type things.
The machining.
And if you look at some of these engines on these things, they look like little sewing machines that you just cut the needle section off. And there was even one that was it looked like a locomotive drive where there was no transmission, no clutch, no disengagement. This thing had a push arm that went all the way to the back wheel.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like a locomotive. And it was attached to the piston on the bike.
Don't give everything away. That way they won't watch.
But that was just the coolest thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as it was running, the wheel was moving. So it had a little rock jack that you put it up on to get it moving, and it would get the wheel moving, and then you just drop off and you're moving. It was some insane stuff in there.
Yeah.
There was one there that had
I actually
7
built one of those
pistons
piston
on a
bikes
roundy
when I was
thing.
growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, got the motor for it, got it all hooked up with the chain and everything, and to where it would work correctly. And then I had to put a makeshift fuel tank on under the center part of the frame right below me. As I was running down to it, it was really rigged up.
It's always fun to be sitting on a cylinder of explosives, isn't it?
The brake was completely custom made. It was actually a push pedal brake that rubbed against the tire to stop the bike. It just pressed against it. I was like, yeah, that'll work. Let's do that.
That's how you stop wheelchairs.
So, Yeah, it stops everything. Why not?
I did find it a cool piece of history today. I found the first Road King, and it was not a Harley product. It's a Japanese product.
Really?
Harley in the early 30s sold their patents to their V-twins to a Japanese company. I think it was called Ryoko. And
Okay.
Ryoko made these bikes. Ryoko in Japanese means king of the road. And when you're looking at this bike, it's a Road King. And I got video of it. And it's blue. So, very cool.
Nice.
So, it was a 1932 Ryoko, which means Road King in Japanese. And then they sold it to another Japanese company who still makes all the parts for Harley. I won't spoil it for it's in the video, but they still make all the parts for Harleys and ship them over here to be assembled, which, again,
Don't get me started.
we knew this, however.com. But it was originally a Harley part. Harley sold it to Japan. Japan perfected it a little bit and sold it back to Harley. So first Road King was a Japanese engine. It was a Japanese motorcycle. And they did a pretty damn good job of it.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Then what happened?
Yeah.
And then Harley said, no, that's ours, somehow.
Then somewhere down the line, they made my Road King, and everything got better from there.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah, and things happened.
Except the engine. Except the engine.
Yeah.
God.
Well,
They really do.
I like it.
Engineering. Well, we all love them. I mean,
Yeah.
sure, that too. But you know, it's one of those things. It's like, do something about the engine.
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
Come on. You know?
there are so many better things that Harley could do with, with all of that.
Yeah.
But
maybe that's it. Maybe it's just that we don't have to really worry about it because nobody really wants to,
yeah,
take it.
that's true.
Well, Harley has this mentality of if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
So
But keep
that
charging
nobody
for
takes
it.
it from it.
I'm still up in arms about this Chinese Sportster. This company bought the Sportster molds, bought all of the prints for it, made a better Sportster with a real dash and real working parts and stuff, and it's only $6,000. And they're going to sell it back to Harley. And I have all intentions that is the new $6,000 Harley that's coming.
Yeah, that's
It looks
the one
just
that
like a
does not
Sportster, except it's
qualify.
better.
The Sportster does not qualify for the tax write-off.
Oh, bummer.
vehicle loans.
I hate that.
It has to be made in America.
Well, mine qualifies for a tax write-off for me personally because it's associated with my business.
Mine too.
Yeah.
It's a business expense.
Right. GMA Rides LLC, straight monkey business.
Well, when I was doing courier services, pharmaceutical courier services, the legal kind,
Sure.
I rode off the bike. So yeah, because that's what I used. I would ride,
Yep.
right up on the Harley and be like, hey, I have your stuff. Here's your brown paper bag.
It's really funny. We're staying at a motel here, right? So I went out, I fired my bike up, I checked the oil and was doing some other stuff. Go to come back in, and their guy is dropping off a package from Wendy's. I mean, he must have been Uber Eats. He's dropping off a little bag of Wendy's at the front door of the motel and taking a picture. What is the world coming to?
Yeah.
Weirdest thing ever.
They always take pictures of them.
I was like, why wouldn't you
You
walk
were talking
5
about all
steps
this-
more and give it to somebody at the desk?
That's not what's
We were
required.
talking about all the props with like the mannequins and stuff that's around over at the track, and in the area. We're close to Halloween. It brings back a memory. When I was, like 11, we rigged up a kid, right? So we did this scarecrow kid, right? And then we put him on the street, right next to the curb, kind of in the gutter a little bit out from it, and then threw a bunch of candy out. The kid, this kid got hit by a car.
Oh, that's
People
cool.
were slamming on their brakes. They get out there, they're yelling at us. We're like, yeah, happy Halloween,
What a great
you guys are
idea.
little shits. That's was great. And then the cop showed up, and then he was laughing about it. So then it turned into this thing. People took pictures, and I'm not sure if it hit the paper or not, but
That's funny.
it was funny to us.
Sounds like a great idea to me, but I'm warped, so.
Well, it was great until like then we had some Karens that showed up and said it was a really bad idea to do that, and but we thought it was cool. Even the cop was laughing. He was like,
I thought it was great.
And
I
we
think it's a
thought
good
that was
idea.
great. So, but don't do that, kids.
There's one I see that every year the guy gets the cop called on him. He fixes his front yard up like a murder scene. And one of them from like last year before, was a body rolled up in a sheet, and it was all bloody. And there was a shovel stabbed in the ground with a few shovelfuls of dirt thrown up like he's digging a hole to bury the body in the front yard. And he says the cops come every year to check it out to make sure that it's not really a dead body.
Make sure it's not the ex.
Make sure it's not the, or the neighbor that called the cops last year. Motovlow says, I want to share something that happened to me. I'm not trying to preach, but on the way to work at 4 a.m. I was riding my dual sport, and all of a sudden a raven flew in front of me and hovered like a helicopter. I slammed on my brakes, and all of a sudden, car without lights flew across the main road about 10 feet away from me. Never had anything like that happen to me before. Wow. Yeah, that's just karma telling you, slow down. And I get those signs all the time. That's your guardian angel saying, hey, check it out.
Yep.
Pay attention to those things, good thing you like birds, so
yep.
Good on you.
Well, we're glad you're still here too, dude. Yeah, that would be scary. I don't generally ride at 4 a.m. I mean, I don't work for a living anymore, so I don't really need to. But that would be so frightening.
Yep. I go to work at 5:15, and it's the good thing about being on a motorcycle is you're awake when you're riding.
When you get to work, you're awake. Yeah.
Driving a car, I hate driving a car working late or working early because you just can't stay awake.
Yeah.
I used to work at a steel mill, and I would work 7 to 7s in swing shift, and I would get off sometimes and be sitting at the red light and fall asleep.
Yep.
Well, you can't fall asleep on a motorcycle, so it'll at least keep you awake till you get home.
Yeah, I had one of those.
That's actually one of the cool things about riding a bike is no matter how screwed up the day was, you hit your people limit at 10:15, and you still have to finish the day, and now you're headed home. You have that nice ride home, and by the time you get home, just everything's good.
Yep.
You
walk
walk
in, better.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll call my wife sometimes
when
I'm
crappy, but I got to ride.
Yep.
I'll call my wife sometimes when I'm leaving work, and she's like, "So how'd your day?" I don't want to talk about it. And by the time I get home, I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the day, but
I'll talk about the ride home. It was great.
Talk about the ride home, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Gma has a story too.
Oh yeah, I had one of those premonitory type messages from somewhere else too. And I remember I was on my Sportster way back in the day, obviously. And so I was barreling up I-5, main thoroughfare in Washington State. And all of a sudden, I hear my brother's voice in my head, which was weird because, deader than a doornail. And so he says, duck. And so I ducked. And I'm laying over the tank, and I probably didn't, but I swear to God, I saw something starting to come off the truck in front of me, and it was a 2x4, and it hit the ground in front of me, and it came up, and in my head, I felt it roll over my back. It probably didn't, but it did take out the windshield of the car behind me. So it was weird. Yeah, one of those things. I didn't stop to check on the car and the windshield. I'm not that nice. Rainey would have stopped, not me.
But it depends how surprised I was.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. And, it's one of those things where I rolled down the road for a while because that was before helmet laws. Yeah. And, so I just, I would have had a bad headache.
So
I'm really bad with pointing out, hey.
Oh, yeah.
Hooked up to the car and I'll say, hey. I'm like, what? Look, no, over there, it's hey.
Yep.
So, back of it. And then, the names get called.
Or like if they don't cover their load really well and you go around the corner, all of a sudden there's all these wisps of hay and you can't get your visor closed quick enough.
Oh, cotton is the
Yeah.
worst down
Yeah.
down here. They have so when they're calling cotton, you would think cotton is just cotton. It's not. It has a lot of seeds in it, and those seeds are like little bullets. They're actually exactly the size of a .32 caliber bullet. And when those things starts hitting you, it'll dent up your car. It'll put cracks in your helmet. It'll put cracks in your windshield. They're horrible. And
They have it here in Arizona too.
yeah, they're bad.
Well,
Soybeans are pretty
that's
bad
actually
too. They're
one of
just a
the
little
growing-
mushier.
One of the growing seasons in the Southwest is cotton, and a lot of people don't know that. We've got cotton gins down here, and you're right. It's just like following a gravel truck with the tailgate open.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
It's one of my favorite
For
parts
sure.
about a certain part of California down by, I think it's Gilroy or something like that. But anyway,
okay.
it starts with a G word. But you know what I'm talking about, Doug, because as soon as you
Yeah.
go through this one part of the valley, all you can smell is garlic. And it's not sauteed garlic, obviously. It's fresh, growing garlic that somebody just yanked out of the ground. Doesn't matter what time of year it is even. It's like, it just smells like garlic. Instantly gives me the munchies.
Well, here,
Yeah.
when they're burning the cotton, at the end of this, after they harvest the cotton, they knock all the cotton down and burn it.
Yeah,
And it is not a good smell. It smells like burning garbage. And the bad thing about cotton, and when they burn the rice fields, when they put rice husks on the field and burn them, it takes about a whole day, maybe 2 days sometimes, to burn these fields because it's very slow burning. It smolders.
yeah.
We put out rice husks when I was probably 8 or 9, and we covered 4 acres with rice husks and went to burn it. And when we burn it, it literally took all night to burn it. It takes forever to burn, and it's horrible smelling. But they burn it because it enriches, it puts carbon back into the soil, makes the soil more richer, kind of like volcanics, like volcanic soil. But it stinks
Yeah,
a lot.
they'll burn stubble here a couple times a year, and you know when it happens, So
Yep.
yeah, they usually wait till the wind's blowing south to do it, and then Mexico waits till the wind's blowing north to do it.
Send it to Mexico.
Yeah, screw Mexico.
Then it gets caught on the wall and it all rolls right back around at you, huh?
Here's your weed smoke back. All right.
Yeah.
So, G-Mon, not to give away anything there, but today, what was your favorite motorcycle?
Oh, gosh, there was a little Sprint there. It was the cutest thing. It was either a Hummer or a Sprint, but it's an old vintage model Harley, of course. I'm a Harley girl. But yeah, and an old Sprint or Hummer, whichever one it was. Anyway, you'll see it on my channel at some point because it's my favorite.
I saw
I took a picture of almost every freaking motorcycle there that I liked.
I saw on Instagram today somebody posted that their daughter was rebuilding a Hummer,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, holy shit, she must
Yeah.
be really good. And I thought it was like Humvee type Hummer.
Oh no,
No, it was a
Harley.
little sprint
Yeah.
cycle.
It's like a little pit bike. Yeah. I want one of those so bad. Or like a Vespa or something.
He lives in a small town in Nevada where there's not much people out at 4 in the morning.
Yep.
Obviously, they are out at 4 in the morning. They're drunk and they're running without their headlights on.
Yeah.
I used to live in Ely where the elevation's higher than the
I know where that's at. I rode through there.
That's 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Then you're done.
If
That's
that. Yeah. I know because I was planning on stopping there and taking out a helmet break, right? I rolled through, I looked around, and I was like, I'm glad I've got gas. And I kept right on going.
it.
Yeah. That was the
sure.
trip I was talking about where it was like, usually you can find a place to get out of your helmet with some shade in the bathroom and some water and yada, yada, yada. It's like I was saying yesterday, there wasn't nothing on that ride all that day. It was like 540 miles of nothing but sun and gas stops and heat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And road construction. I was like,
Which side of Nevada did you said you went up through Ely or did you go
I
up through,
came
like,
from
Miami?
Virginia City, and I came down and went across to Ely, went down to the Little Alien Inn, and then I circled back around
Okay.
through Vegas out to Pahrump.
Yeah, that 80-mile strip where you turned left.
Yeah.
That highway is closed twice a year for the Silver State Classic. They close it and race it.
Wow. That would be
It's
cool.
a one-way race. Completely fun. It's they set up with it's by speed, so you can enter like the 100, 110 class, 110, 120 class, or you just want to get as close to 120 on average.
Ooh.
And then every mile or so, they'll have somebody running radar. And then, you know, if they catch you speeding, that's it. You're disqualified. So you might as well just open it up and run it. You know?
That's pretty cool,
I will
actually.
say this, a little cheat code. At about 137, if you're in a Mustang, the tail end gets a little loose through the two sets of curves.
Good to know.
And I know this.
So
used to drive it all the time.
So last week we were talking about Cocaine Bear and talking about jokes about other stuff. I sent you the link. I don't know if you got it, but for Crack Raccoon. It was called Crack Coon. And I was like, this has got to be a short, because they showed it on Instagram. It was on Reels. I actually looked it up on Amazon. There is a movie called Crack Coon about a raccoon that gets into a bag of crack. And I've got to watch this movie. There's no way around it, because it's just got to be, it's too good. I love watching like the crazy Sharknado movies and the Zombievers, the Flying Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I want to watch a movie. Dude, Doug, you know, man, I've been in the military. I've seen enough serious shit. I want to see something that makes me laugh. I want to laugh.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the stupider, the better. Sorry, Diana. We're going to watch Crack Coon when I get home.
Have fun with that, dude. Enjoy that, Diana.
She'll let me.
Of course you will.
We dug up, we were digging through when G-Mon was there the other night, and we found the old Biker Build-Off series on Amazon. And so we started watching that, so
yeah,
obviously we'll have that.
You know, I go on a thing called lookmovie.to, and you can go on it as a guest for free, and you know, do the thing like the display with your TV and all that. And it's pretty much any series, any movie, everything. I actually paid the subscription to it, so I don't have to watch the commercials. But and it'll auto go to the next part of the series and stuff. No sponsorship here, but it's actually a pretty good thing. It saves me a ton of money.
Yep.
So, yeah, for sure. But be careful, because there's a lot of Look Movie 2s and a lot of Look Movie this and not that. It's lookmovie.to. That's the one. Otherwise, you get a bunch of spam stuff. So they have a bunch of different sites and stuff. And then make sure, like, if you have a browser that works with it. I use a browser called Brave, and you're able to put shields up so you don't get the pop-ups. You don't have anything pop up on your screen. So just an off, not motorcycle themed topic, real quick, but that's what I use.
That's okay.
Lifestyle. We do lifestyle stuff here too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, each and every one of us does other things and just sits on a motorcycle 24/7.
Not me.
I mean,
I do nothing but I slept on my motorcycle last night. I didn't know what else to do.
Is that why you were all over the road like that?
Yes.
Well, you know, not everybody slept in a parking lot somewhere next to their bike, but you know, some of us have.
Good times, man. Good times. Yeah.
Oh, G-Ma was telling people to get out of her way last night in her sleep. She was talking in her sleep.
Yeah.
And once, I swear, she said, "Move, MFer," and then she asked me this morning, "Would it also say get out of my way?" I said, "Yeah, you did."
Well, I remembered saying that, and yeah. You know, sometimes you wake up and you have kind of a little bit of a glimmer of a memory of the dream you're having. I was like, and it was somebody in my way. And usually in my helmet, I yell at people if they are annoying me bad enough.
What was that? Get out of the trucking way? Is that
Yeah,
what you
that. Yeah. Yep.
All right, Doug. So obviously you didn't get to go anywhere, but where did you want to go?
Where would you have gone this weekend if you could have, Doug?
Oh wow.
You don't have to say here. You can
I'm
make something else
looking
up.
forward to a nice short 200-mile trip.
Nice.
Want to bounce up to, want to go hit Prescott and go to the Palace on Whiskey Row. We got really good food there, an outside patio. Before it gets cold, once it starts getting cold up there, no.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to go up there when it's 40 degrees.
Trust me on this. I know. Yeah.
Yeah. But today, instead of doing that, today I went out in the backyard, ripped a whole bunch of ivy out of a corner because I hate the ivy that's there. It has bugs and scorpions that like to live under it. So I ripped all that stuff out, and I made a phone call to my buddy over at Scorpion Harley, and I'm looking at picking up a road sofa for the new Fat Boy.
Nice.
So that we can both be a little more comfortable on it. And I want to get the heated seat because it's already got all the connections up for it, ready to go. Same thing, a nice little fun fact about all the new Harleys is it's pre-wired for all the heated products.
I know.
Like even in the grips,
Yep.
when you pull that cover off the grip, there's 2 different plugs that are there, and one of them is literally for the heated grips. It's already set to go.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm looking at that. They're actually trying to find kind of a more custom seat because they've got to kind of put it together for this one. It's a little bit different than everything else.
Well, my friend just had her
I had to close mine.
had her seat redone, and she had heated coils put in and cooling coils for about $1,000 on top of the money that she put out for the reupholstering. I was like, I mean, they've got stupid money anyway, so.
Wait, cooling coils?
Cooling coils, yeah. So you can have an air-conditioned ass. I know, right?
Well, I've heard the vented one.
That would be perfect here.
Pardon?
That would be perfect here.
Wouldn't it?
That's the whole reason I end up with a wind rider cover on every seat I've got is so that I don't get swampy because everything's so hot.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yep.
So.
Ice bag behind the windshield, I'm telling you, man. That and don't stop in traffic. Because then you're just going to look like you pissed your pants.
It really doesn't, it really doesn't matter. There was the one year it was pretty bad. I rode to Albuquerque, I think.
Uh-huh.
And I forget, someplace in New Mexico. And I was on my way back, and there was a fire on I-17 coming down from Flagstaff, but it was just when you got into the valley. And of course, it was 119 degrees, literally. And it was the first time I was like, you know what? I don't really care what the law is. I'm going to start splitting traffic.
Yep.
And so I just did my 10 to 15 mile an hour getting through it.
Yep.
And about halfway through the traffic, that's when I started feeling dizzy.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want to take my helmet off, but I think I'm going to have to.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up getting through the traffic, got to a gas station, which was the exit just past the traffic, took the helmet off, made a phone call to the house and said, get a bag ready, put it in the fridge. Because I'm gonna do an iced IV when I get home.
Yep.
Yeah. So I got home, threw up because I started to
heat will do that to you.
issues.
Yeah.
Yep. Started getting issues through the IV and cooled off.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was.
Yeah.
I was right on the edge of having to go to the
I
hospital.
saw that video.
So,
That's scary.
I thought I deleted it.
I saw it before you deleted it, dude.
I tried to get rid, all the incriminating videos I tried to get rid of.
I hear you. There's no such thing as deleting something out of the internet.
Yeah, that was a day. That day actually kind of scared me. So,
yeah, I hear you.
That
was the day that I think 400 and some odd miles between Virginia City and Pahrump. It was quite a day. Yeah. I think I probably pretty much felt about the same way you did when I finally got to my destination. Because I was feeling pretty faded. And as a matter of fact, I just pretty much laid around the house the next day and drank water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of water.
Lots of water.
Thankfully, I have a pool. so I can go out, drink whatever I want in the pool, and then just kind of let it soak in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know, when
for
you're
sure.
out riding and you know it's hot out and you're drinking while you're sitting on your bike and you don't feel the need to have to stop and pee, that's when you start to worry.
Yeah.
I usually
Yeah.
don't remember that I haven't
I,
peed
I know
until the
when
end
I
of the
stop
day,
sweating.
and then I'm like, I haven't peed
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
When you stop sweating, it's too late.
exactly.
So,
And
yeah.
you guys might think that he's fooling, but that is exactly true from a medical standpoint. By the time you stop sweating, you already have a problem.
yeah.
1905
But-
Flyer 3 said they picked up a heated, cooled seat for their Indian Springfield and love it. Yep.
Okay, so where do we get the cooling coils?
Well, maybe we could find a wrecked Indian and take it off of that. I don't know, but you know, I think that if we could find the coils, we could figure out a way to put it in the seat, couldn't we?
Oh, I can get it done.
Yeah.
I can have it done.
I'm gonna look into
I
this.
think that would
I'll
be
let
really
you know
cool.
what I
That
find
was
because
that was one of the selling points on the last truck that I set up was the cooled seats.
yeah,
So
I love that
yeah.
about my. Ooh, my car has heated and cooled seats. We're not gonna take my car apart, but
Do you have a car?
I do have a car. We could look for a wrecked Toyota RAV4 because they have heated and cooled seats, and then we could gut the seats, take them home, take the little bits and parts out.
Or I could just take it out of the passenger side of my truck.
Yeah, there
I
you
don't
go.
care what they're stuff.
Yeah, it won't matter to you, huh?
I'm gonna be driving anyway.
Yeah. Well, I don't really drive my car either. My grandson mostly drives.
I haven't had a problem
Oh, yeah.
with a hot seat since I got the sheepskin.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
I'm-
you were talking about that sheepskin the natural way, and plus it had a little padding to it too.
Yeah. I don't need anything to add depth to the seat because as it is on the Road King, I'm not tippy-toeing, but I'm on the balls of my feet, and I'm not wild about it. So no more height will be added on that.
Seat covers.
Yeah,
The Windrider seat covers. I'm addicted to them now.
yeah,
Just I tried one. I made the mistake and tried one time, and now I want them on everything I have.
really. So then I'll never try
Yeah,
one
they're-
because I don't want to do that.
Yeah, because they're stupid expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
they're like whatever $60 or $70, and it's like for this, really?
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, for that,
Yep.
really? You know?
And I already
So-
bought a new seat for the Road King, so it's like, and then I'm going to pay for a seat cover on top of this stupid money that I paid. It's just annoying the money you spend on add-on shit.
Yeah.
I've had two
Yeah.
blow up seats and I didn't like either one of them.
Not going to say a word.
It's
Not
not.
going to say a word.
Add-ons are not part of the budget. Okay.
Yeah,
Motorcycle parts don't count.
yeah, they do. They're tax deduction
No.
because I have
Yeah,
to travel
only
for my
for that.
business.
Only for that. But when it comes to budgeting, motorcycle parts don't count.
Yeah.
We were talking about that today. I was like, you know, this seat's gonna cost a little bit. And she goes, well, maybe you should wait until after they reopen. I said, yeah,
Wait.
that's not something my ex would say.
Yeah. We don't wait for motorcycle things. No.
And then she said, you should get the seat. I said, yeah, I really should. I should get it. You know?
Yep.
So,
Yeah, see, that's the nice part about being single. There's no voice or reason whatsoever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just not reasonable to say you can't get bike parts.
Well, my family are all great enablers. It's like, yeah, if you want it, you should get it. Of course I should.
Yeah.
It'll be here in 2 days. Yeah.
We have rules. Rules of the house are nails and hair. Those don't count. Coffee doesn't count. And motorcycle parts don't count.
Right, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. I used to get my hair done,
There
but I
she
don't
is.
anymore. Hey, biker girl.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hi.
We are all right. How was work?
That was good. Superlative word, my friend.
Me and Gemma spent the day watching motorcycle races and looking at old motorcycles.
Sniffing exhaust
Yes, you
and looking
did.
at tire chunks.
Sniffing exhaust. Oh my God. So
Yep.
when they switched from the 300cc category to the 500cc, it sounded like going from a little Hot Wheels car to a chainsaw.
Yep.
I mean, they're making a video, and I can hear them outside. They said they're going to go back to back to back when they do the three stages. So I hear this in the back. I'm making a video, and I'm talking, and I hear. I'm making another video like 5 minutes later. I hear, "Vroom!" Like, oh, they changed classes.
Oh my god.
It was so friggin' loud. But once they get above
That is
five,
so cool.
yeah. Oh, they were ridiculously stupid fast. And you wouldn't think of because you think 500cc, because you always say, you always hear, oh, you know, 1,000cc, it ain't shit, you know. But these 500s are so fast. For this track, it's really all you need. I mean, they run bigger stuff on it because they run Porsches and stuff on it. But the 500 is perfect for getting up to the speed you need to on this small track, because you don't need to go 120 miles an hour on this track. They get up to about 90, and that's about as fast as they can go before they have to turn. But they get there so fast. Everything is geared so low on these short tracks. I say short track. It's not really. It's just not I think it's like a 2-mile track. I think. But it's for the track it is. You look at some of these other tracks, and they're like 5-mile tracks. You know. But this thing is so fast. There's a curve. There's a turn like every, probably 150 yards. And they're just tearing ass through it. They're in like second, third gear the whole time, wide open, the whole track. So
Okay.
yeah, it's loud.
I have an update. 1905 said that he has both on a seat. It chills and it has 2 fans mounted. It's an OEM Indian climate control, less than $450 new, which is not too bad.
Sounds like he's selling it.
No, it's just a seat.
It sounds like he's selling it.
No, he's not. He's just telling us what he paid for it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, let me wish here.
A
No.
bike for $450?
No, the seat.
We could make it work. Hi, Blake. How are you?
I'm well. Can you hear me?
Hardly.
Almost. Not really.
I can almost hear you.
No microphone I ever use can be heard. I don't get it.
See, I used to be really polite and try and talk quiet, but now I'm just noisy.
Rum does that to you.
I know, right?
Quiet.
Yeah.
Hey, look at me and Biker Girl. We're simpatico.
Hey.
I know, right?
Oh, so for all you haters, last night for dinner, me and G-Ma went to Buc-ee's.
Bucky.
And then today for dinner snack, we went to Buc-ee's.
Bucky's.
So we are buckied up.
I had a fried apple pie and
Buckied up, but not buckied out.
no.
Buckied up, not buckied out.
No. No. I didn't get the t-shirt though. I did get one at Barber Motorsports because, you can never have too many clean t-shirts when you're traveling.
I thought I got the t-shirt.
You are tripping. He's going, I need to get a Bucky's t-shirt. And I'm like, well, they're right over there. So he's like, well, where? So I point him out. We walk over there. He walks over. He looks at one of them. He goes, I don't need one. Comes back, and we finish paying for our stuff. We come back to the room. He's in here, and he's going, well, now where did I put my Bucky's t-shirt? I'm like, you didn't buy one. Yes, I did. I'm like, no, you didn't.
I went back to get it and laid it down again. In my defense, number 1, I was unsupervised, but number 2, I'm drugged. So, other things going on in my life. So, anyway, so had fun. Got a Buc-ee's.
Didn't get the shirt. Trucker 2 times is in here.
Then no entertainment at Forgotten Angels. I figured that.
Oh. So
Met
Chasing
that guy
Ghosts, what are you
at
cooking
the
for dinner?
Roadhouse by Burt's.
Say what, Blake? I'm sorry.
I said I met Trucker 2 times briefly through Shaker OG
Oh.
while right outside of Burt's Barracuda.
Oh, okay.
Kitties.
Burt's Barracuda is freaking huge, isn't it?
Well, we were at OCC's at the Roadhouse.
Uh-huh.
We're getting food, and who else did I ride with that day? It was a Scooter Tramp
Uh-huh.
and somebody else. Like a couple of us took off to go see Burt's.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he's gonna be so mad I can't remember his name. Gentleman on a trike. But we had a great time. We had some great food, and then Shaker's like, "Trucker, yeah!" And hey, Lee, come here, you gotta meet this guy. And it was, quick.
Well, that's cool.
Packed like a fool for the camp out.
Yeah. Yep. I was amazed at how big Burt's Barracuda is size-wise.
Biker Girl, something's in your background.
That's because
It's not her salad. Either that or she's
Something's
frozen.
making noise in her
She's
background.
frozen. I think she's frozen on my screen. But Gma, that's because you haven't been
I'll
to
mute her
Big
for a
Barn
second.
Harley Davidson yet.
That is true. However, I want to talk to you about that because what I want to do is ship my motorcycle somewhere that I know somebody that works there, and it has to be a dealership because I'm a hog member.
Yeah.
And I want to know somebody and have a personal relationship with the person that I'm shipping my bike to. I want to know there's somebody there, and that puts you directly in my frame of reference because you work at the dealership and you're my friend. So I think that you would have a vested interest in once my bike arrives, taking a good look at it and letting me know, well, yeah, this, that, or the other thing, it arrived in good shape, yada, yada, yada. When are you going to be here?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
I would absolutely help facilitate that in any way I need to.
Great.
We have a wonderful hog chapter. And on top of that, we have some of the best service staff in the industry. We have Mr. Cherry, our motor tuner / builder,
Uh-huh.
and he is renowned across the Midwest. Then we have Sam. I don't want to go give full names out here, but we have Sam, our service manager. Incredible guy. Just been riding his whole life, rides dirt, rides street. Incredible. And then our actual staff back there, we have one guy, David, and I was talking to him one day about how they did it in the old school, and he's like, old school? Yep, that's me. And I said, well, I know I was watching these old Harley videos for Harley University, and some of them were like beating crankshafts with lead hammers on these crewing stations. He's like,
Yep.
yeah, I remember doing that.
Yep.
And I'm like, but that video is from like the 70s, my dude. He goes, yeah, I'm really old, Bill.
I'm probably
He's got,
older than
like-
him.
So Harley service techs got badges that can go down their like service gear.
Uh-huh.
And some of them look like actually like military insignia and stuff. It's just like these years of service and years of technician ability and all the way up to master and stuff. And
That's
he's got
amazing.
so many filled out. He's got like multiple places of them going, like they ran out of room on any conventional jacket and just kept giving them to him.
Well, that's cool. Because
Yeah.
my plan is that, nothing against riding. I love to ride. But riding across the Midwest is, in my opinion, pretty boring. You do it often enough, you're seeing the same set of scenery. In addition to which, by the time I get 3,000 miles away from home, if I ship my bike and pick it up there, I could be arriving to pick my bike up fresh and ready to roll farther. And so, I wouldn't be, I think it'd be a better situation for me. I've already proven
Sure.
that I can ride cross country. I don't need to do it
Yeah,
again.
you're not going to prove anything to us.
I'm
We'd
not
just be happy to
to
host
prove
you.
anything to myself. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm sure Randy could tell you stories. I make some mean chicken.
He does make some good chicken, and
Well, that was
and
my next
and he
question.
knows where to get good tacos. Keith, thanks for
yeah.
coming in. Trucker Two Times jumped in, and so did Julie. So welcome both of you. I didn't get to say hi.
Yeah.
And Motorbomb Virginia, welcome
Yep.
Hey, MB. I love Motorbomb. Artist, rider,
Yep.
great guy.
in. Hey, Billy's my friend with a broke toe still there. I know she doesn't have a broke toe anymore, but the bartender.
Good night,
Oh,
Keith.
yeah. So she's still there. In fact, she's head bartender now, Tiff, because the other lady who had a lot of seniority, Jay, she was offered a really great position. It was going to benefit, I think, her and her kids quite a lot more. I didn't even get to say goodbye. She was just, I was
Aw.
talking to one of the ladies I work with who's got her birthday there Sunday. Go buy her a drink. And she's like, oh, Jay ain't even there anymore. I'm like, what, Jay's gone? She goes, because I don't go there really all that often. I go when I can, but usually I'm going 1,000 places at once, so it's hard to nail down any one in particular.
Yep.
But yeah, so now your favorite bartender is killing it.
Nice.
Yeah, my favorite mean bartender.
She can be. You get fresh or handsy or
Where'd Biker
rude
go?
with her, she'll let you know real
She-
quick where you stand.
I thought she was
Yeah.
very nice. She was very sweet. I made her smile. That was a good thing.
Yeah, I think she kind of reflects what people give her.
I made the tiger
You know?
smile. I'm good with that. She
Yeah.
was telling us though that she had to grab a guy, so she's head bartender and bouncer. This girl, boy, she's a sweetie, but man, you can tell she has a side that if you screw around in there, you're gonna FAFO.
Well, she's been there a long time. And a lot of the long timers, it's like a home for them. And a lot of us here in Iowa are pretty good friends, you know, even if just by reputation alone, tend to give people their respect and grace. And then there's always that group of people who don't. And I don't know, a lot of Iowans, real kind, real generous people. But if you're rude to us, we'll let you know real quick, like, your piece.
Yep. This is true.
You know, I need to bring Gma up there and see if that table full of old ladies is still there. Let them all together and see if a nuclear reaction goes off.
Oh, it's Iowa. There's always a table full of old ladies.
That was so fun.
Yeah, you don't have to go far in Iowa to find a table full of old ladies. They'll be over there chatting away.
Do they all tell dirty jokes like that, or is it?
Yeah, kind of. They're not bashful. Iowa's a really different place. It, you know, anywhere you go, you're going to have your fair share of knuckleheads and people who, calm down. People who get out of sorts with you. But I think our ratio is probably like 90-10. 90% of us hold the door for you across the parking lot. No, don't worry. Not in any kind of rush. You come on at your pace. And about 90% of us give you the shirt off our back if we thought you needed it.
Yeah. I don't know if you got to see last night, but I did rate my favorite motorcycle trip ever, my trip to Des Moines.
Oh, really?
And my tour around Des Moines.
Yep.
Yes.
You did.
You got a lot to see.
We had the coolest day. We went out for bagels.
Mm-hmm.
And we went up to Sailor's the Sailor's Dam.
Yep.
And then we got to see the dam. We got to see what was that thing? The runoff? The spillway. Then we got to go see a really artsy fartsy section of town.
Mm-hmm.
And we had tacos.
Yeah.
You can't beat
Bagels
that.
to tacos.
You can't beat it. Kung Fu Tab and taco.
Mm-hmm.
So it was excellent. Thanks again. I will have to take another trip up there.
It's
When it
my
warms
pleasure.
back up.
And I try to be open to any of us that kind of come out of the shade tree surgeon community, because it seems like everybody who comes out of that community is genuine good people.
Yeah.
And I can't always say the same for our community as a whole.
Yeah.
But most of the exposure I get from it, or at least from the shade tree group, I wouldn't trade any of you for nothing in the world.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Motorbomb, you got my attention. You made some hummus tonight. I freaking love hummus. What kind did you make? I am a sucker for the pine nut hummus. Don't say anything.
I wasn't going to say a
And
word.
the red pepper hummus.
I've already been edged
Freaking
off
love
the
'em.
camera. I'm not going to say anything.
Well, scoot back in.
I can only scoot so far.
You can lean.
When the kitty's in.
Do you have a
Little
puppy
girl,
in there
yeah.
with you, Blake?
A puppy?
Puppy? Do you have a puppy? What are you
Yeah.
doing? Okay. Just checking. I'm missing my dog right now.
Oh yeah, we have a little rat terrier. See, I was talking about you last night, Gma.
Really?
Because I was watching Rainey's video with you guys running around, and I said, Gma ditched us, Lauren. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, well, she told us back in June she was going to come through. Now here she is hanging out, Rainey. And she's like, oh, yeah, I remember you saying somebody was going to come through.
I was planning on it. And my first trip on the Road King, I decided to shorten it because you guys were on my pathway. But I decided that a 6,000-mile trip, first thing out of the gate on the Road King, was a little bit more ambitious for a shakedown cruise than I really wanted to try. So I dialed it down to
You're not
3,000.
alone.
And,
You're not alone. She's done it to me twice now.
oh, stop.
She didn't do it to me. I don't know what you guys did to her. You must have pissed her off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, the first
Apparently
time
you
when
know
I
who
was
the
going to
neighbor
stop at
is.
Doug's house, I'm like, oh shit, I missed his town by 200 miles.
I waited till she got here to piss her off, so now she's here. Can't do anything about it.
It's true.
It's true.
Yeah. Not really.
We had a great day, though. Hey, this is the last 4 days have been a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Again, I've gotten enough video in the last 3 days to make 4 videos.
What can
No
I say? I'm
kidding.
entertaining.
We've had a hell of a time.
But yeah.
All right, Bleak. So tonight's theme is where else would you be? Where would you rather be?
Missouri.
Missouri.
Yeah.
What part?
The southern Missouri down by Cooter, Van Buren, Poplar Bluff. It's
Poplar
beautiful
Bluff.
down there. I've never seen
Yeah.
such a beautiful place, and it's quite a bit more. What's the right word here? Temperate.
Temperate.
It's much more temperate down there. So as I still got a ways to go, 16 years, but as I get closer to retirement, or retirable,
Yep.
I think more and more about, my house will be paid off, be able to sell it, get a nice profit, use that to buy something down there. And then I'm right at the southern gateway. And I got family in Tennessee, or I could drop down to, the 10 and shoot it right over to Florida if I wanted to go try to, I don't know, be helpful or donate to Cindy and David
Right.
or even find my own thing. Because one of the things I've tried to do here is I continue to try to find my own thing. Shade Tree opened my eyes to what could be done within the motorcycle community.
Yeah.
But now that my eyes are open, it's like, what can I do that offers benefit or genuine help to those in need?
It's true.
Yep, I'm always doing that. That's why I like going to my Harley dealership. And I know there's a lot of Harley dealers like this, but the community is such a big thing here. The Veterans Association is always up there. The CVMA is also always up there. They're always having charities for like the St. Jude's kids. There's one girl, Elise the Beast. They've become a huge supporter of her. This girl has to have so many medical procedures. So just about once a month they're having a rally for her. They're always doing people who get hurt on motorcycles. There was a firefighter and a policeman that got killed, and they had huge fundraisers for their families. So I love going up there. And I'll go up there and I'll buy a ticket for the poker run and not even go on the poker run. I don't really care about winning. I want to do my part.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge thing. And then of course I did the dunk pit, the dunking booth, and I got invited back next year. So I raised $120 for Release the Beast by getting in the dunking booth because the kids wanted to dunk me. They don't care about some chick in a bikini. They want to dunk the bald fat guy. And same thing with the old ladies. They wanted to dunk me. So I did my part, $5 at a time, $10 at a time, and
I kicked in
got
for that.
dunked. Yes.
Yep.
So and it was very fun. The Harley's Angels made me an honorary angel. Told me I couldn't wear booty shorts and tank top though. I have to keep my shirt on. But it was a lot of fun. I had a great fun doing it and made me feel good about what we did for the community and for the dealership in general, because it's a great dealership. Always do your part.
Up in Tacoma, bikers do a lot of different things, or motorcycle riders. But yeah, I think it was about 30 years ago, a local shop up there started a food bank out of their back room with just a couple piles of groceries. And so that morphed into the food bank that I volunteer at now. It's called Bikers Against Statewide Hunger. And we give out a lot of food. Last Thanksgiving alone, we gave out 400 frozen turkeys and boxes to completely make a turkey dinner for a family. And we gave out 400 of those just by funds that we raised and by knocking on doors and asking people for stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
That
wonderful.
is cool. That is cool.
All right, there, got a ticket to that.
But yeah,
right.
I go there once a week when I'm home at least and volunteer.
Jerry McCormick says it's raining there in Arkansas.
Yeah,
I'm not far
thrilled
from
about that.
Arkansas. Hopefully it'll blow through. So me and GMI should get back tomorrow. Got to change her tire on her bike. And if it rains Sunday, then we're just going to hang around the house and watch a bunch of movies. And then I'll
It
let
has
her
a
go.
slow
with it.
leak, I'm sure.
Yeah. Or it will by the time we're done.
Yeah, well, by the time I'm done with it, I have that Harley guarantee.
I get the same effect from cilantro that you do,
Yeah.
but I've come to like it.
But what?
I've come to like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it does taste like soap. It tastes exactly like, I always think the restaurant salsa has a soapy taste, like they didn't wash out
Yeah.
the dish well enough.
Yeah.
But now I've had enough of
You've
that.
come to
cuisine.
like it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's
grown
cool.
on me.
See, curry's that way to me. And again, that's one of those DNA things that they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Your DNA, your genetics, your acidity, your body acidity, and then your blood type will decide what kind of things you can eat and how they taste to you. So to me, curry like this, just strips of like fresh curry, tastes like soap. Ginger, to me, like slices of ginger, tastes like soap. Now I can have it like the dressing when they add it with something else, because I think it changes the pH of it. When they add it, we add the vinegar to it and they change it, turn it into a dressing, it tastes different to me. But the slices they give you to cleanse your palate, quote unquote, it cleanses your palate, alright, because it tastes like soap.
Well,
Just saying.
Here's some curry. It tastes like third world. No.
No.
See, now sometimes the third world tastes better than whatever we are. Because I was down in South America, I was in Medellin, and I had steak chimichurri, and whatever their chimichurri sauce, whatever their paper thin steak was, the whole combination of it, incredible. You go here, you try to get something like that, you ain't getting it.
It's
For
Colombia.
one,
They
we
probably
have
put cocaine in it.
Well, and that's where I became a coffee snob. I know I did, because I had some coffee on a mountain with Juan Valdez and his trusty donkey, and it was freaking incredible. And the little old lady came out with like this hand grinder, and
was she chewing on something green?
Was she?
Was she chewing
She
on
was so
something
old,
green?
I don't know how she chewed. I think she only got but a couple teeth.
She ain't chewing shit.
We were up in the mountains. We had like drove through all these areas, and it took forever because there's not a straight road in the country, not one.
Be careful about the business you're talking about in Colombia. We were just up
well,
in the mountains.
I had the best coffee, the freshest coffee. I had the best espresso there in general. And now here, I end up like there's this coffee called Cafe Bustelo. It's very rich, very creamy. And when I'll usually buy some kind of budget coffee, and then I'm like, I can't do it. I'll try a couple cups too. I'll just keep forcing myself to.
Right.
This kind of sadist. And then I'll just be like, no, I can't do it anymore. And I'll cut it with the Cafe Bustelo.
When I was in Kuwait, they had this stuff called green coffee. It's unroasted coffee. It's bitter, very bitter, but it is like plugging yourself into an electrical outlet. It is so strong. And when I went to, speaking of espresso, when I went to Italy, I got a cup of espresso that it's basically, they give you this, a couple thimblefuls of coffee, looks like. The cup's only like half full, and it's like basically like a shot glass almost. And they top the rest of that off with sugar, so it almost is like a syrupy texture when you drink it, because it's so strong. And it also is like sticking your junk in a light socket, because you're immediately energized. The combination of sugar and caffeine, as soon as you shoot it, is like, well, shit, I'm awake now. Let's go ride a horse, and that's it. You're
Sometimes
done.
when you see how other people live, it doesn't quite click. And in Colombia, our U.S. dollars are worth so much more. $5 for every $1 was the exchange.
Wow.
And so we were staying, and now it's like $4.50. It's changed a little bit, but we were staying at like the top tier Marriotts and very nice place. Then we got to, I don't even know what the name of it was. I doubt I can pronounce it. It was right on the beach, right next to a Spanish fortification from the 1600s. And that next morning, I went down for the Continental. It wasn't Continental. This was like a full-blown breakfast, staff moving around, just fresh fruit. And I wanted a cup of coffee. I said, I don't see coffee pots anywhere. Oh, yeah, coffee, I'm like, yeah. And they bring me this cup. It's almost empty. What the fuck is this? There's espresso in the bottom. And the guy hands me this big thing of creamer. And I'm like, well, where's the rest of the coffee? No, sir. And so I mixed the two together, and it was one of those ones where you could do like cool stuff with it. I don't know how to do any cool stuff. I just
The foaming.
barbarianed it.
Yeah.
You could make little plants and little leaf structures. I don't know. I just start clanking and stuff. You're probably thinking dumb American, and wow, just incredible stuff. I don't know. Maybe that stuff had some some of the cocaine in it because it lit you right up in the morning. After that, I didn't need fruit. I didn't need a croissant. I didn't need nothing.
Didn't need sleep, didn't need pants, need nothing. Just right out the door, we're gone. No, it's extremely. What this reminds me of, like you're talking about the money exchange rate. Anybody seen European Road Trip?
Mm-hmm.
When they run out of money and they end up in like Yugoslavia somewhere. And like, what do we got between us? Let's bundle all our cash. We got to get back. How much do we have? They're like 75 cents. Like, oh, crap. And they go out and they go, what can we get with this? Next thing you know, they're all putting on suits. They're going to parties. And they tip the maitre d' 5 cents. He holds it up to the owner and goes, I start my own restaurant. And he walks out. Those places are really like that.
So we had a guide, and actually we kind of stayed in touch with some of these folks, and our guide later got in a lot of trouble, got shot in the face, and fled to Brazil. Some crazy stuff went down. So I don't think my buddy who funded a lot of the trip was doing a good job of helping the Colombians, because like we had hired a driver, and Garth was like, what am I paying you? That's not enough. And so he paid him like $200 the first day. And the guy had showed up in pretty working man clothes. Clearly, and he had been at work all day before he came to drive us around Medellin. And so the next day, he shows up in a tracksuit and drives us around 4 hours in the evening. And Garth pays him again. And the next day, he shows up in like brand new white shoes, a different tracksuit. I'm like, this motherfucker's becoming Drake every night when he goes home. You know, like next he's gonna be in all white. I don't know. So
he'll send his guy to come pick you up.
A week and a half goes by, and this guy's like, he's got the watch, he's got earrings going on. He's, you know, kind of like you said, got the suit going on and stuff. And I'm just like, is he gonna get in trouble? I don't want like the crazy cartel guys come find our driver because, you know, he's wealthier than they are or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we would go when the Navy goes into a town, first thing we do is buy a translator. We buy some kid that's like 10 years old. We'll pay him $10 a day to take us everywhere in town. And Brazil is, I remember Recife and Rio most because the kid literally, we were in Recife. When we left Recife to go to Rio de Janeiro, the kid showed up there. And it's like a 2-day walk to get there. This kid showed up there and wanted to be our guide again.
Aww. We're
paying him $10 a day. But I remember we wanted to go to the tourist factory in Rio de Janeiro. And we get in the car, we get in there with our kid, and we're like, how much to the factory? And the guy's like, $20 American. Well, this kid starts screaming at him. He looks back at us and goes, $10 American. The kid's screaming at him again. And he goes, $5 American. The kid goes, it's okay. But we would
you guys would have paid the $20 piece, I bet, huh?
Oh, yeah. Dude, it was like an hour trip.
Wow.
But you're looking at, I mean, this is, you know, Brazil, Colombia, gas is like 10 cents a gallon. It's,
well, and it's more than that, because here we have things in place, infrastructure, wages that are, you know, set at a level. So the people in Colombia were making like $3 an hour, or that equivalent US, was their standard. They had to work like 12 hours. But a lot of them didn't have that opportunity. There's a lot of people who didn't have jobs or didn't have opportunities in general, or maybe worked for a lot less than our other buddy was telling us, just to have the work. 6 days a week, 12-hour days. I didn't see a slow person or a fat person in the country. I was the fattest person by a lot. And everybody was beautiful. I didn't know this about Colombia, but they spend more a year on cosmetics than any other country in the world.
Huh.
Very beautiful people. Even the homeless people looked like put together. Nice fresh haircut. Little, like, I don't know, not to trope it out, little dirty, but put together, you know.
Right.
It was such an interesting experience, I'll be honest. But yeah, so that kind of monetary problem where you don't have access to a job, little bits of money that you do come across might be huge, and it immediately goes to like the family, or and they're all, when they go home at night, are in like 1 or 2 rooms in these, these very makeshift places. I remember one of the things that stood out to me the most because I was in maintenance. I looked up at the power poles that just had wires going every which way. No permit was used. No inspector came by. There was no oversight. You needed power. You just built some place. Somebody climbed up there and tied on to the, I don't know, the city's power. And so there'd be 40 wires attached to one pole. Who knows what they were pulling? Or, you know, and that's why they'd have
That always
blackouts and
horrifies
stuff.
me watching those old videos.
The weirdest thing I read, so if you look up, if you can Google these pictures, Paris telegraph lines 1903. And it literally, there are thousands and thousands of wires in the air all through the city. And they finally started burying the lines and putting up higher poles and started running like, you know, multi-cables instead of like individual wires. But if you look up these telegraph lines, it looks like just, I don't know how to explain it, but there's hundreds and hundreds of cables hanging on this thing that looks like a railroad track in the sky.
Yeah.
And when they needed to extend to it, they just built another level and throw another 40, 50 wires on it, build another level, throw another 40, 50 wires on it. It was
There's
insane.
no code employed in those little ramshackles. Like at the Marriott, obviously things have been done to code. And some of the nicer areas of town, things have been done to some level or measure of code. Or at least just planning. And those little, they're not favelas, that's like somewhere else. Barrios. In those little areas, it might be a house, and right next to that might be a guy in a single square spot working on tires. And next to that might be another couple of houses. And then there'd be like maybe what we'd call a bodega. And then there
Sounds
might be a guy just working on scooters, or somebody like a cobbler in these like single stalls. But then above them would be built these other houses. And it looked like people just built with whatever they got, or like got off a job site or something. Because some people had like the front of their houses tiled, like with, I don't know, flooring tile. You know, not necessarily like outdoor products, just products.
Just use what you got.
And it looked pretty, you know, it looked like mosaics across some of them. Like somebody really spent some time out there and had some good tiling skill.
That's cool.
Really interesting. I've got some really cool pictures where you can see down the hills, because you go up like one of the sides of the mountain. Medellin's in like kind of a bowl.
You should share
you
some
come
of those.
down
We'd love
from
to
the
see them.
airport. Yeah. Oh, I got a video on my channel. It's
Oh,
really
okay.
old
I'll
now.
go check it
but
out.
Yeah, there's a video of me riding around. I rented a motorcycle and went riding around.
Oh,
I used to
neat.
look like crazy.
Nice.
I saw those
I don't know.
videos. That is insane. You cannot drive like an American there. You got to drive like
No.
there's nobody else on the road, even though you're literally foot to foot with 100 other people.
Jeez.
Yeah, I
But if
kept
you
trying to
hesitate-
drive like an American.
Yeah,
It wasn't working.
no.
You know, everybody kept like honking at me and shit. Like, what are you doing? Go lane split. And I was just like, what's
Yeah.
the
Be
speed limit here?
aggressive.
People are just zooming by. I'm like, oh, there's no speed limit here. You know, I had all this structure in my head that maybe doesn't exist other places. And it's kind of an eye
Later,
opener.
flyer.
It was also the first time I ever felt like kind of like an outsider, because I don't know, I looked around and no one looked like me. And it's kind of a jarring or surreal experience. And you're like, I'm not in Kansas anymore. You know, I'm not in the U.S. Then I better mind my P's and Q's and be respectful. And I never had a single problem while I was there. And I think the most paramount thing any traveler could employ is respect.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Even if it's a city that doesn't respect us.
You mean like Birmingham?
I will never forget going to Paris. So Naples, Italy, has this place called the Castle, and it's famous for one thing. But this guy decided he's going to go there and try to start shit, and promptly got the shit beat out of himself. I'll tell the story to anybody in person. I won't tell it on here. But we just sat there and watched him. He was like, "You deserved it." And the guy he was beating up turns around and was like, you want some of this? We're like, nope, we're watching. And when he started getting like too into it, we're like, okay. So the guy left. He said, "Wouldn't you help me?" And I was like, "Dude, that was all you." And it was funny. Watching you get beat up by a 4-foot transvestite was the funniest thing I have seen all day.
Oh, my God.
This dude, I mean, if you can imagine, I can't remember. you remember the boss on Ally McBeal?
Oh shit.
Little short guy, kind of small. It looked like that, but the dude was wearing a dress and beat the hell out of this guy. And it was funny. We're like, "Yep, you deserve that. You shouldn't have been messing with that guy."
Yeah.
But we had a damn good time. The best thing we had in Naples, we went up to the Doug. Did you ever go to Naples? They have a longshoreman's hall in Naples. Basically, it's the Seamen's Hall, and we went up there and they had pool tables in there. And I kid you not, these pool tables were like 20 feet long. The sticks were 8 feet long to play with. And all the balls are the same color. I have no idea how they play. But somehow we got drunk enough to learn how to play and became pretty good at it. And these old seamen are teaching us how to play this game in there, this billiard game. It was the best thing ever. We didn't want to go see the mountains. We didn't want to go see some castle somewhere. We wanted to hang out with all these other, Italian sailors and play whatever this billiard game was. I still can't tell you what the name of it was or how to play it, but apparently we got really good at it.
I wholeheartedly agree, because that's the way you experience things. That's the way Anthony Bourdain did it. He didn't go to the Ritz-Carlton. He went and found the people where they were, and it made for the most exciting stories. And I think if we all try to track down our own individual, personal Anthony Bourdain, you're going to have the best experience ever. Go find where the people who live there eat. Go find out what they drink or enjoy, and then try it. And now you're having experiences. You have a cheeseburger anywhere else in the world, it's still a cheeseburger.
Yeah. Jason Ghost says that game was called Snooker.
And sometimes there's a story out of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have a story you can tell 30 years later.
Green.
Y'all can't tell I got
Green,
way
green,
sunburned
purple.
today.
Orange, crunchy, something. It was good.
Well, on the way going around South America, I stopped asking what the meats were because I finally didn't want to know.
Yeah.
It was
I'm pretty
always
sure I
good.
had like cat or something one night, because this kid found us, me and my buddy walking. We were walking around that Spanish fortification, and this kid found us. Come with us. And we're like, I'm like, where the hell are we going? Why are we following this little kid? And he's like, he said he's gonna take me to food. I'm really hungry, Billy. And I'm like, all right, come on, Mike. And so he takes us out of the fortification, then back around, then in some other entrance. And I'm like, this kid's taking us, get the shit kicked out of us. And Mike's like, no, he said his dad's got a. I was like, when did he say all this? I've been with you the whole time. The kid came up and pulled on your arm. I just know, Bill. It's okay. You got to lighten up, dude. And I'm like, well, I got to stay situationally aware is what I got to do. You need to tighten up. We get to this little cart. I don't see a electrical cord. There ain't no refrigeration. He makes Mike some kind of sandwich. Mike pays him. We're walking away. I can see Mike's face change. Kind of like when you smell something bad or you realize the milk you just took a swig out of wasn't good no more. Doesn't say nothing though. And I'm not clued in enough to that. I'm trying to stay aware. By the time we got back out of the fortification, Mike's like, I'm not hungry anymore. I need a garbage can. And I'm like, what's wrong with your sandwich? It's not good. And I was like, oh yeah, let me try. I'm a little hungry. And he's like, you don't want to try this. I think I kind of do. No, you let me have some of your sandwich. Okay, Bill, here you go. But now it's on you. You got to throw it away. Took one bite, and I immediately realized that's not any meat I've ever had. And in fact, maybe I'm wrong, but Mike goes, yeah. And I'm like,
Cat?
are you serious? That would make sense. This is not. He goes, yeah, it could be dog too.
Oh.
Mike, what are you doing? You're killing me, man. I found a trash can. It was the worst. And again, I did it to myself. I shot myself in the foot on that one because I knew. I looked at the cart. This guy ain't refrigerating anything. Where's he getting these ingredients from? He's got drawers and shit.
There's a cage behind it.
It's salted and preserved.
We went to
barbecue
Norway,
sauce.
and we go to a restaurant, and there's steak on the menu. So we order a steak, and the guy that I was with said, yeah, I'll have a steak too. And she's like, 2 separate steaks? We're like, yeah. It's like, you're not going to share it? And I'm thinking, well, maybe it costs a lot of money because, it's in, not ducats and drachmars, but it's Norwegian money. So maybe it costs a lot of money. I was like, okay, we'll share one. And she goes, okay, well, you can have vegetables. And I said, okay, we can each have our own thing of vegetables. I'm like, it must be just really expensive steak, When they bring this thing out, it's one piece of meat and it's about this big. It's a reindeer steak.
Wow.
I swear to God, that thing weighed 5 pounds. It was huge. Covered. It didn't come on a plate. It came on a platter.
Wow.
And I was like, holy crap. And they also brought out all these different jellies for the meat because that's what they put on it. They put different jellies on it. They had this mint jelly and they had a lingonberry jelly, kind of like the one you get at IHOP.
Oh, I love lingonberries.
And they had some kind of raspberry. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're supposed to put this on the steak. And then I'm like, well, let's not make just a stupid thing. So I asked the waitress, I said, am I supposed to put this on the meat? And she goes, yeah, and you can put it on the greens too. I'm like, I'll just put it on the meat. And it actually was really good. It was really spicy. It wasn't jelly like you think about like Welch's and Smucker's. It was like a spicy jelly, almost like the jalapeno jelly that kind of became popular a while back.
Yeah.
But it was like chilies and this, black pepper flavor. But it was actually really good. So yeah, I double down on that if you go somewhere. Like Ghost was saying, if you go to Newfoundland, order the seafood. Don't order spaghetti. Order what they've got. Order what they serve there because you'll enjoy it more.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would have sold me a hamburger. But why go somewhere and not eat what they have there? Because I didn't want to eat my first shawarma, but once I ate it, I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm addicted to this. This is awesome.
There's a lot of
Haggis.
fun
I
in
wouldn't
the
try haggis.
interplay there as well, where she's like two separate steaks, or like just trying to put it together in their mind, wrap their mind around it. That stuff really I find a lot of fun, especially since I try to observe people a lot and see what they're doing. And that's the best right there. That's, as you were saying, the stuff that makes a story last 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah, the look on her face, like, so each of you are actually going to eat this steak? It's like, yeah. And I'll be honest with you, we probably should have had a third person, maybe a fourth person. It was a lot of food. And the funny thing about there, we were trying to we were like, okay, we'll probably head back to the ship like 10 o'clock. Well, none of us had watches. We're walking. We keep looking, the sun's like there. Keep looking, sun's right there. Oh, man, we're not spending much time out here. And then we noticed the sun had actually moved, and now the sun's starting to go back up. And we're like, holy shit, what time is it? And so we go into this bar, and it's like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, goodness.
Like, well, damn. So we should probably get back to the ship now. And so we get back to the ship. It's like, we were tired. We were also kind of drunk. So, okay, we're tired because we're drunk. That's what it is. No, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. But it was one of the best nights of my life. Hands down. And every corner had ice cream on it.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
And not like, the ice cream we have here. It was like this gelato. And they give you a ball of it about this big, and that's what you get.
Oh, I wonder if they have ice cream downstairs.
They do.
They do?
They do.
I like
I
ice
told you we're going to go down at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
I told you.
Okay.
But I have chocolate pudding, too, so I don't know. We'll see.
I don't have chocolate pudding. I'm going to need ice cream.
I might have the pudding for breakfast. We'll see.
There you go.
Anyway, Just a Biker Girl. We're talking tonight about where would you rather be? We all have somewhere we'd rather be.
Like right now, in
Like,
general? or on
even
a
if you're
trip,
eating
or-
reindeer steak in Norway, there's somewhere you'd rather be.
There's always somewhere you'd rather be.
That's what I
Exactly.
I'd
just
rather
said.
be where it's not raining.
Is it raining there?
It is. It is. It is the start of our wet season, so it's raining.
Fuck.
I know. Boo. Where would I rather be? It's actually fantastically beautiful. So besides the rain, this is a great place to be. Where would I rather be? On any trip. I think I want to take my bike through Mexico. Who's in?
To New Mexico?
Anybody?
New
Huh?
Mexico?
I'll go.
New Mexico.
No.
There you go.
I do
I
not want to
can't
go to
get
Mexico
that
right
off.
now. No.
No, not right now.
No.
Aw.
Take my word
Once
for
you get
that.
across the border, it's fine.
No.
I think there's a
It's-
lot of civil unrest in
not.
certain areas of Mexico.
Yeah, they're
right now.
they're having a fit right now. They're actually getting senators in that actually want to start enforcing the laws. So the cartels are a little anxious right now. Not a good place to go.
Ah.
Here's what I would tell you guys. Anytime anybody's going to go overseas, and I learned this from being in the military, always call the State Department and ask them if it's safe to go there.
Sure.
Don't just assume you can just go. Because they'll tell you things without giving you a reason, and I encourage you to listen to them.
Yeah.
They won't tell you why. They'll tell you, yeah, it's not a good time to go to Iran. Please don't go. Which
Well,
is
then you got Itchy Boots running around,
I
who's
was-
just the most warrior woman ever created, and it has to be just harder than a coffin nail. I saw one of her videos the other day where she was like driving past some straight up Taliban guys
Yeah.
on a tank,
yeah.
you know, and she's like, "Oh, there's some Taliban."
I think at
guys
this
on a
point
tank,"
she's like crossed a line that she shouldn't have.
you know.
Oh no.
Yeah. She's
Oh,
she's playing that last
Find-
dice
find out
roll.
in a week.
Yeah, she's already up to 20 and she should hold. Because it is
Yeah.
not a safe place to be. I keep thinking of all these people, all these influencers that are like, I'm going to go into Iran and show you how it's so safe. And they did the same thing in China. You see these all the time. I'm going to show you how safe it is and how much they love us. And this is going to be great. And then next thing you know, they're hanging on a cross without a head. There's a point where you got to go, I should use some common sense here and just try. And
Yeah.
she won't. I know what she's trying. She's trying to prove that the world is a great place to be, and people are really nice, and they are. But where she is now is probably just a bad idea. And obviously, she's still making the videos and publishing them, so nothing's happened to her yet. But it's like you're playing a very dangerous game, and I wish she would stop.
Well,
She did the same
I've
thing in
always
Mexico.
wondered, does she travel strapped, or is that even an option?
Not an
She's
option
able to
there.
get a motorcycle everywhere she goes, you know, but yeah, I guess maybe if you're not a citizen of that place, but I don't know. I guess there's a lot about international law that I don't know or how.
Yeah, you can't just go in and start carrying a gun, especially where she is with the Taliban. On one of them, they said they went through her phone, which something is weird about that because she's keeping her cameras rolling, and they're looking through her phone for pictures, but they're not checking the GoPros. Something's weird about that, but either way, yeah, they said they went through her phone, went through all of her addresses to make sure there was no one in the city she was going to that she knew or had a phone number for. They dug through all. She said they kept her for 30 minutes going through her phone. So I think she's just gotten lucky so far. I wish she quit. I like watching her, but I don't like watching a horror story unfold, a train wreck
Sure.
unfold.
Yeah.
Because I've been to those parts of the world, and they are not nice. There's nobody nice there.
Yeah, well, Nada on the road, she always travels to beautiful places.
Yeah, I love watching her.
Oh, yeah, she's great.
She goes and watches
Yeah, good.
Fluffy Sheep. I love it. And so does Kinga Katanajuska on her bike. I love watching her stuff.
Oh, nice.
She's in the Caribbean right now.
You know, one I also really enjoy, I met him at the camp out with Joe the Vagabond. And he's traveled all over South America and stuff. Travels all over the world in some places. Very nice guy, very down to earth.
Madison Gouge wants to know why we're in a hotel. Funny you should ask, because we're where we want to be. We're that other place that we wanted to be. We went to Barber Motorsports Museum and went to the museum and watched a race today and got extremely sunburnt, if you can't tell my face. While she was in there, yeah, she got a little sunburnt, but I decided I was going to go out in the middle of this track with nothing on my head and try to record for 3 hours for this race.
Yeah.
And I got severely sunned. It'll be gone tomorrow. I usually don't keep a sunburn very long. It usually turns right into a really nice little golden tan, and then I'm sexy. But right now I'm pretty freaking burned. And she gave me all this rum. She keeps dumping rum in my glass when I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
looking.
I'm forcing him to drink.
Where is the rum going?
I don't want to have to load it in my saddlebags. So
We are not going to do that tonight. Maybe after the broadcast. Yeah, you're gonna it's about hearing me speak in cursive. Yeah, we're
yeah.
after the broadcast we might hit that.
Yo ho ho.
Yo.
Let's go.
Always. Which reminds me, I need to get some more ice.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, now? Okay. She's going for ice.
Well, you can't drink
See,
rum.
I'll tell you some logic about some drinking logic. if you're getting ready to leave somewhere and you're drinking, you really just want to smash the drink, because if you nurse it along to finish it,
Yeah,
you're probably going to get drunker
right.
than if you just smashed it and went on your way. And I've done that a couple of times. Well, hold on. How do I phrase this? We're on the internet. I've had a couple of drinks and traveled at a speed in such a way that I got home before the booze kicked in, which was next level.
I don't think that we're going to be slamming any large amounts of alcohol and rolling out, because I don't want to set that kind of an example for anybody.
Especially me, I'm young and impressionable.
I know, right? You know, back in the day, I used to drink and ride with a lot more abandon than I do things now. But it's not really how I tend to live currently. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't have a drink with a meal while I'm out riding. I would. But then, you know, after I do that, I have certain personal rules that I've set up and they're pretty elaborate. So, like, that's kind of my thing. It's like, if I can't remember what my little rules and my steps are, then I have to go back to square one, and I can't leave yet, and I certainly can't drink anymore. So, yeah.
Words to live by.
Very nice.
Make sure everybody's smashing that like button. And start buying t-shirts. I ain't sold a t-shirt in like 6 months. I need to sell one. Bleak bought one. See, Blake's a good fan. Thanks, Bleak.
Bleak's a good man.
I try to be.
I haven't
Yeah,
bought
sure.
a t-shirt yet. I should
Yeah,
buy one.
sure. It's dropping on the 2nd of next month. I'll have a limited run that I ordered to see how DFT looks.
Uh-huh.
I really wanted to go traditional, like vinyl silkscreen, but I got a deal. The lady I was working with has a wonderful price point for her digital transfer prints.
Uh-huh.
And I was a little apprehensive at that at first because I like the way the vinyl looks.
Right.
And I've seen a lot of digital prints that, I don't know, they didn't come across really well. They didn't read well.
Yeah.
And so after she showed me a bunch of her products, I was like, okay, let's give this a shot.
Nice.
And so then I got 5 larges, 5 extra larges coming with the Bleak Rides, the current logo, the yin yang. And then on the back it says, I never heard of you either.
I love it.
I love that.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the trip I took with Steve. We went out to Willow Springs, and the Alpine Stars comes up to our booth and is looking at it and goes, Indy Ridge? I've never heard of it. And Steve looks at me in the face and goes, well, now you have.
Yeah.
I definitely want a shirt.
Nice.
Ghost, it definitely was snooker. That was the game.
Oh, that one with all the little red balls on the table?
Yeah. Yeah, this one looks like all the balls are red and blue.
Mm-hmm. Snooker used to be a big deal back in the day. Not so much anymore. I mean, I don't hang out at pool halls anymore, but
All right, Biker Girl, other than Mexico, other than going somewhere where you're sure to be taken into white
Pick
slavery
again.
and made a maid.
you're
Okay.
cute and you're
If you're
blonde.
lucky.
We're not
No.
letting you go to Mexico right now. So pick again.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
I'm supposed to be going on a trip in a couple of weeks down to SoCal. They're having a big, huge, like a veterans fundraiser. It's called Love Ride. They used to do it back in the day. It hasn't been on for apparently like 12 or more years. And my girlfriend, Crazy Biker Bitch, got us tickets. I was so excited about this. I was like gonna see all my friends, go and stay, get some sunshine down in SoCal, and work pulled the nah, you can't go. So I'm being a little salty this weekend, and
You'll have a great time.
Aren't you salty every weekend?
I am salty every weekend. I know. No, I actually, okay, so this weekend it is raining. I'm going out. I'm meeting up with, I have friends who are up visiting from SoCal. It's supposed to rain. So I have to figure out how to get over to the 101 to meet up with them, when and where, you know, the timing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, little rain never hurt anybody.
Mm-mm. Keep your rain gear on top of your pack.
Yep.
Next to a spare
That's
pair of
it.
boots.
Yeah.
And some socks.
Spare pair of boots. I don't have any extra boots with me.
No
But
spare boots.
it'll be
The
okay.
plastic bags.
Yep. Plastic bags inside the boots. You'll be fine.
Yeah, nice and warm.
That's what they say in the movies.
It's true. I've tried that.
Bag it and tag it.
Yep.
No.
I've bagged and tagged my share.
Of.
Actually, dead bodies is what I was thinking.
I was gonna
of.
say this is your man killer days. must be reminiscing.
Well, you know, at
Oh,
Western
here
State,
she comes.
at Western State, they show, well, in nursing school, they show you how to wrap up a dead body with sheets, right? And, you know, usually in the hospitals, you have a mortuary kit, which has all of the things that you need to safely clean up a dead body and get it ready for the morgue. So at Western State, they were a little bit low budgeter than that. But so we devised this thing, and you'd grab a roll of Curlix, and you would tie the chin up, you would tie the hands together across their chest, you would tie their ankles together, and then you take a sheet and you position it so that the person's body was laying on the sheet, kind of on a diagonal. You wrap the top of the sheet over, you wrap the bottom and the other part over the top, and then you would roll the person over into the sheet and secure them in that fashion. And the first time I was helping this one girl, and she was new, and we rolled the body over, and all of a sudden the body went, ah. Oh, the girl practically pissed herself. I felt bad, but I just fell out laughing. I mean, you know it's somebody's loved one, so you always treat them with respect and everything. But I just couldn't help it. And, you know, I went back and I consoled her, and I'm like, well, maybe they didn't teach you this in school, but there's residual tidal air in the lungs, and so when you start moving the body around and you start stretching and compressing the muscles, you're going to get air going across the larynx, and you're going to get these, being really technical about it, because you want to try to console her and not make her feel like she doesn't need to come back to work the next day, because if you do that, if you keep eating your young in these jobs, they're not going to come back. It's just like motorcycle riders. You want to help out the new ones. But yeah, so. And I also did wrap up a drunk guy one time in a dead roll when we were out at a motel one night, but that's a whole
Watch out,
different
Rainey.
story.
Watch out. A little more rum. Yo-ho.
It was so
And
funny.
on tomorrow's
Cheers.
video,
That was the night of the
Yeah.
snowstorm.
In tomorrow's news.
Show us how it's done, Gma.
No. I was a
Come on.
lot younger then.
You could film it too. You could be like David Attenborough. What we have?
Don't
here,
give her ideas.
The Rainy passed out from copious amounts of drinking. Typically, it takes a lot.
There's multiple reasons why I don't drink much anymore, especially around friends.
Now, we will wrap him up for movement. This is a traditional nurse's knot.
That's right. Back in the day, we used to always carry Sharpies with us, and the first person to pass out got drawn on. We don't do that anymore.
Oh Lord, we had
Yeah.
shaving cream, magic markers.
Oh yeah,
Holy crap!
Sharpies. Sharpies.
We'd wrap
is
them
shit.
up. So in the Navy, if you pass out in the lounge, anywhere but your rack, open season.
Oh yeah.
If you make it to your rack, most likely you're okay. We might duct tape you into your rack, but we won't
Well-
really go foobar on you.
Well, you know how nowadays, like, people who are heavily tattooed and want to change it, get, like, blacked out pieces?
Yeah.
So, what was I, 19, 20? I must have been 22, 23. I worked at a tattoo studio in Des Moines. I still remember most of it. 310 8th Street in Des Moines. It was right across from Yonkers. It was called Skin Effects. And that place had been in operation when we did 2 or 3 years. My friends worked there, and then another local artist had a big shop's closing party. I'm talking garbage cans full of booze, table full of bottles. I remember at one point I had drank too much. I was young. I went outside to puke. I went down this alley. There's 3 other people puking. You know, we were just all out there puking together. Came in. At some point, I passed out in a tattoo studio closing party. And I passed out in what was one of the head tattoo artist's station. And somehow I used one of his cabinetry drawers as a pillow. I wake up to a lady I knew, which was strange enough in itself, rubbing my face with something going, "It's okay. It's okay." And I thought, oh my God, what the hell has happened? She goes, they took some liberties. What are you talking about? Why are you rubbing my face? And why did it burn? Well, I was trying to help you. Go look in the mirror. Half my face is black. Just permanent marker black. The other half has every manner of like traditional little stars and little anchors and little stuffs going on. And I was done up. I got some free work by some fresh artists, including being one of the first people to have blackout tattoos. You know? And I think I probably even kind of earned mine because I was blacked out at the time.
You started a trend.
Nice.
Yeah, many years later, it's the popular thing to do. I was just drunk and too young to handle my liquor.
Well, the old way to get rid of a tattoo was abrasive paste. And it would take, a couple of months. You had to do it once every 3 or 4 days. And it was this paste with a little vibrating head. And it would rub the tattoo away. Basically just shredded your skin.
Yeah.
And somewhere along the lines, people aren't as tough as they used to be. Now they black them out.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Well, lasers exist as well. The people I worked with at that studio, they went to Illinois, started their own studio, and then the guy who was the piercer had a brilliant idea. He was one of the first in the industry to get a laser machine, laser removal, and he had a whole spiel about rethink your ink. Were you thinking about getting a cover up? Were you thinking about doing this? Well, how about we laser portions of it, which opens up sort of the world to cover-ups, as opposed to just being able to do some large, heavily blacked out item. We could laser a line here, laser some of this heavy section here, and now you can have this beautiful garden, you know, and because his wife was the tattoo artist, and they worked very well together, and so he was always on the cutting edge of stuff, and they still have a very nice studio there in Illinois now. I actually stopped and seen him on my way down to Forgotten Angels, and I'm still very good. I met them through his son, who I'm still very good friends with, JDM Josh, who's been in a couple of my videos. That's his dad, and then his dad's wife.
Nice.
I always wanted to get a tattoo.
I don't have any either. In my head, that's parts money or tattoos. So
They get worse. They get worse with age. When I was a young man, the cool thing to do was like draw goofy art, and I was a skateboarder. So one of the big ones was like the little dodos guy, but then the magic 8-ball, or not the magic, just an 8-ball. An 8-ball was everywhere in the 80s, and then into the 90s.
Coke was big.
And so I had a big black 8-ball, heavy, and over the course of like 5 years, Iowa, sunlight, it turned into a blob.
No.
So I went to my friend and the tattoo artist, that lady. I went to her and was like, what can we do? And she'd talked to another artist who's like, maybe like an organic coil. And I'm like, I don't know what the F that is. It kind of looks like a dragon's tail, but he was sort of the founder of this style of art, and so he was really good at these organic structures. And they do me this big organic coil, look like a big dragon's tail.
oh, that's cool.
Well, in 2 or 3 years, the 8-ball shone through, and I had a big dragon's tail with a great big blob in the middle. And at that point, I was thinking, like, maybe I just get my rendition of a black hole. Maybe that'll cover it. But I found a guy much later who did a very nice comment. I didn't take my shirt off. You all are safe. You mark safe from seeing me without my shirt on. But I found a guy who did a great big bear for me. which I love bears,
Oh,
and that
cool.
worked out really well. It's very colorful. It looks great. It looks like it's gonna last the test of time. That said, the first time was fine. That second tattoo, the organic Woozy Wussy, painful. This bear, beyond painful. To the point where I was paying him like $250 an hour. And I remember one of our sessions, we got about 33 minutes in, and I was like, Aaron, bro, stop. What's wrong? You need to take a break? I was like, break? No, we're done.
Oh, no.
But you already paid. I'm like, keep it. You keep that money. You earned that. And he's like, and so he was like, I'm sure he was probably like, I'd like to get this tattoo done. And I'm like, yeah, I would too, man. You know,
Oh,
it's
no.
not going to happen that way. We'll do 30-minute sessions till it's done. So I'd worked with him. I said, are you okay with me getting some of that ink tattoo number cream? I'd seen it advertised. And he's like, let's talk to I forget her name. It wasn't Alita. There was another lady artist in that shop, and she was very nice, very well versed in things. She said, oh yeah, I've had no problems with it. It's fine. It's come a long way since it came out. So I ordered some, spent like $60 on, it has a pre-number, and then as you get tattooed, another one you can put on that numbs it out. And so that last time I went to him, he went to town, just pounding away. And I remember, oh my God, it hurts so bad. And he'd rub me down with some more, and he'd go smoke a cigarette. He's a smoker, and come back in and I'm thinking like, dude, you got to be close to done. Whoa, hours are going by. Pain. Finally, he finishes, and I didn't realize I'd been like there for like 4 hours. You know, I wasn't putting it together. So then he's like, well, let's settle up, and I start pulling out like $250, and he's like, that's 4 hours, my guy. No, we've got a New Balance. And I'm like, oh yeah, I suppose that makes sense. What do you need? And he's like, well, I'm gonna need at least this. And I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. That's fine. I didn't know, you know, I really kind of didn't know how long we were there. That stuff works good. At least I got through it, and it was the most painful. You know, I've got right down by my nipple. I've had my elbow done, some of the legs and stuff on my neck. Nothing felt like, it was like having glass dragged around your skin or something. You know? Just the pain was at 100.
Yeah, my most painful one was on the back of my neck, but it wasn't that long. It was a pretty quick line tattoo. The one across my sternum, like right below my boobs and above my ribs, right here. That one took 4 hours, and like you said, the tattooing didn't hurt. What hurt is when he would go to wipe it, and it was a wire brush.
I remember on my wrist when they went over the veins right there. I kind of remember like how a guitar string vibrates.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, mine did that on the inside of my arm. They did my Virgo, and every time he would go across the ligaments, my fingers would start jerking. And there was a lady watching me. She was waiting to get her roses. And she's like, does that hurt? And I said, no, I don't feel a thing. But when he went across my arm, my fingers started jerking. She goes, oh my God, it does hurt. See, he's jerking. I'm like, literally, I cannot feel this at all. I promise you. And she goes, if it hurts, I'm gonna get you, man. I'm gonna remember you. I'm like, you won't feel it, I promise you.
She's probably going to see you on the internet and come up slap you one of these days.
I didn't feel it. And well, she didn't either. We stayed to watch because we used to hang out at that tattoo studio all the time. And she's like, oh, it doesn't hurt at all. And I was like, okay, I hope he finishes in less than an hour. But they were quick up there. The first hour never hurts. It's like when you start getting into the second hour, then the numbness goes away, and that's when it's like, here I am, motherfucker. So
My grandson's got a lot of tattoos, my oldest one.
Hour 4, hour 5, yeah, definitely.
He's got his stomach done and his chest, and he's got one leg done, and he's got 2 sleeves almost all done, and one on his back. And it all started out because he had this skin thing that looked kind of like, and he didn't like the way his skin looked, so he just started getting tattoos. And then he said that the process, the pain doesn't really bother him anymore. He said it's just kind of a meditative thing. And he started getting them, like, as his friends from high school were dying off, he'd get memorial tattoos and Like for my ex-husband, he got one, and one for his stepbrother, and one for his, yeah.
Later,
Anyway, you get
Motovloog.
the
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Pacow.
Hey. Bye, Motovloog.
I've had one tattoo covered, and it was unlucky, and they told me that's unlucky to do to cover a tattoo, and it was.
Really? I
And
didn't know
then
that.
I had my second oldest tattoo. I started to get it covered, but I thought it's history. You know, I got the lion from the original cover of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe because I was a big reader, and it's starting to fade out. It looks like Morris the cat now instead of a lion, but it's history. So I don't really want to change it. I got that first tattoo for a reason. I got the second one for a reason. You know, my second one was a wolf with a tree behind it, a branchless tree with a moon. And it looks less now like a wolf with a tree than it does like a giant Google-eyed goblin or something. But it's my history. You know, I don't really want to touch it up because I want to keep that tattoo.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I've got some fairly rough ones on one of my bags, but I did them, so they hold a little spot for me. So I wouldn't mind having the one finished. The other is starting to fade out. Little bits of it have fallen out. I'm fine with it. It's earned it. You know, I did that tattoo. I beat the crap out of it, and I like it.
Neil,
I'm
welcome
certain
in.
Anyone could, a 3-year-old with a Sharpie could have done better, you know, but
Hi, Neil.
I like it.
If you guys in the chat have somewhere you'd like to go, tell us what your dream trip is. Where you'd rather be right now.
Yeah, it's like I
You
said.
didn't say dream trip. You said, where would you rather be today?
Where would you rather be?
I'm on my dream trip today.
That is
I was
so
gonna
cool,
say.
you guys. That is awesome.
I've been wanting to come back here for 3 years. Because my first trip here, me and Diana were like, okay, we're going to shoot down there. We're going to get there about noon. We'll go in. We'll look at we'll watch we'll look at the museum. Shouldn't take more than 5 hours to see that museum.
And it didn't.
And well, now that I know what I was looking, the first time I went, we covered maybe 2.5 floors. And this time we got to see everything. Plus I got to see the races.
Yep.
And we still didn't leave there until almost 4 o'clock.
Right.
Got there at 10, left at 4.
It was fun, though. I really
So
enjoyed it.
it took a while.
I really feel like we thoroughly looked at everything we wanted to look at, though.
We looked at everything.
Except for the research floor. The very bottom floor was not available to us. But you could see, you could look down through the mezzanine and look in the windows of their workrooms and such. So it's pretty cool. I really enjoyed that part.
And they have a ton of old Lotus cars.
Mm-hmm.
A ton, and they're all green and yellow. They're all the Elise colors.
They also have a collection, and you can see that people have donated their collections at home. They have an entire collection of outboard motors, and it's a huge, chrome, or not chrome, but it's a huge concrete building with all these bulkheads and stuff and big windows. And one of the concrete things that holds the windows together has nothing but a bunch of outboard motors. I mean, there must be about, 100 of them?
Like 150.
Yeah.
And then there's a display case downstairs
Yeah.
full of it. And here's the thing about outboard motors. If you don't know this, I've said this before on some of my videos. The first Harley that they put into production, they were having problems building a carburetor. And they were up in Wisconsin. And right across the street was the Evinrude outboard motor shop. And the guy that made Evinrude motors, built Evinrude motors, John Davison, whatever his name was, went over and talked to the guy and was asking him about carburetors. The guy says, I'll build you a carburetor. So an Evinrude outboard motor carburetor was the first carburetor on production Harley-Davidson motorcycles. True story.
Pretty cool.
You know what the funniest thing was I saw today, though? I mean, as I was looking at the various display cases on all of the half floors, because it's kind of a staggered system, and they have this floor and then this floor, and then there's a little bit of lag time because the floors are staggered, so they had these display cases between the floors. And you could see that people had given somebody's cherished collection to the museum after they'd passed away, and they just put stuff in. Like there was a collection of Keen carburetors and a collection of some other kind of carburetors, and somebody else totally unrelated to motorcycle racing, but there were a whole bunch of revolver type guns from like the 1800s. But the funniest part about that was that somebody had taken, you know, those 1940s towel racks where you put the towel on the rack and it just kind of swings away from the wall, and there's like 3 of the prongs. You know what I'm talking about, just a biker girl. I can see you nodding there. And
Yeah.
they had taken and stuffed these revolvers onto the little swinging arms. And so there were like 3 here and 3 here and 3 here. And they used towel racks to display them. And it just cracked me up for some reason.
That's awesome.
The most unusual thing I saw there was Indian motorcycles. Also was building car parts in the 20s. And they were building suspensions for cars. So you could alter your suspension, aftermarket suspension, because back then they just had an axle, there was no real suspension. They would build leaf springs and spring rebounders for cars, where your axle would have some kind of cushioning. And I did a little video on them. I'll put it up on my Patreon. But I thought it was the weirdest thing that the Indian Motorcycles was building parts for cars, because cars were so hard to drive and stupid, you know, for suspension. They were building suspension. A motorcycle company was building a suspension for cars, and it was an aftermarket product. Didn't come with it. I'll probably share that one tonight on my Patreon. So if you guys are my Patreon members, you'll see it. And if you're not, I share it for free. But subscribe to my Patreon. I do have free levels, so subscribe. And I gotta put a couple things on there for members only, because I do have members, and members deserve something special. Paying members, that is. Bunch of cheap bastards.
Do you need some more rum?
No, apparently not.
Yes.
I mean, I never
You're
know
gonna
what the
stuff
question
them-
is,
You're
but the
gonna stuff
answer is
them up
always
in that
rum.
sheet. You need more rum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
The
what the
answer is
question.
always more rum.
Or more motorcycles.
Or rum. We're not riding tonight, so the answer is rum.
Chasing Ghost says, my kids so far don't have any, but me and Amy do. My youngest wanted one, and I was like, don't do your face, neck, forearms, or hands. Definitely not for a first one or that young. My son, when he wanted his first one, we were going to buy him his first tattoo. And he wanted to go get a skull. And he wanted a Grim Reaper, and he wanted skeletons. And I'm like, for your first one, get something that actually means something to you. So he was a theater kid, so he went and got the Laugh Now, Cry Later Theater of Pain masks. What the 80s kids would call it, you know, the Motley Crue Theater of Pain masks. Theater kids call it Laugh Now, Cry Later masks. So that's what he got as his first tattoo. It was very stylish, very cool looking. It was awesome. Then he got old enough to buy his own, and then got a bunch of skulls.
Of course.
And then went 5 years later and got them all taken off. Got them lasered. I tried to save him.
I remember when I was, I think, 17 or 18, I was out drinking with this buddy of mine, and I really wanted a tattoo. And I don't know if you've read Papillon, but he had a tattoo that it just, for some reason, I thought was cool as hell. And it goes up his arm, and it was a chain, and it was a butterfly breaking free of its chains. And so I really wanted this for my first tattoo. Didn't even think about the fact that it would hurt like fuck, it would take a long time, and be wildly stupid spendy. So I had 2 small children under 5. So one of my mom's buddies had an old panhead. So anyway, Jack was going to take me to get this tattoo at this place where he knew. Well, so my mother never tried to talk me out of any of my bad ideas unless she thought they'd kill me. So she's like, okay, go forth, have a good time, yada, yada, yada. So Jack takes me out, gets me drunk on my fucking ass. And so we go to get the tattoo, and the guy's like, I'm not sticking a needle in you. Number 1, I don't think you're 18. And number 2, you're drunk. You're going to bleed like a stuck pig. Jack's like, oh, no, are you sure? Yada, yada. Come to find out, Jack knew the tattoo guy, too. And so we go home. I get off the back of the bike, and Jack sits there for a second, makes sure Mom comes to the door to see that I'm home. My mom looks at me, she looks at Jack, and she goes, tattoo? My mom looks at me, looks at Jack, and Jack's like, what do you think? Mom's like, oh, thank God. So that was the end of my tattoo adventures.
I haven't worked in a studio I had the opportunity to work around. I wasn't a tattoo artist. I was a receptionist, but a damn good one. I could order pizza like nobody else. I had the chance to work around some really great people over the years, and I heard some thought experiments on this. And the best one I ever heard after several years of working within the tattoo industry on whatever level you classify it. Say you're a parent. You got
You're
a
a
kid who
parent.
wants to get a tattoo. And you can tell that kid a story like this. All right, you're thinking about getting a tattoo. Let's perform an experiment. We're going to go to the mall. There is no budget. We're going to buy you an outfit. The coolest outfit, the most your style, whatever it is, the shoes, the matching socks, the matching pants, the drawers, the shirt, the top, the jacket to go with, your perfect outfit. And the one caveat is that for the next year, every single day, no matter if it's raining or if it's snowing or if it's shining or it's to go to a party or it's to go to your friend's house or it's to go back to the mall, you're going to wear that same outfit. Every single day, every piece of it for the next year. Because that's what it's like to have a tattoo.
Yep.
It never changes. It never goes away.
Yep.
It's always there. And until you're of the mindset that you understand that level of commitment,
Yep.
maybe don't get the tattoo.
That's a very valid point.
Which does kind of ruin the fun of, let's do something stupid. And then
Let's
we
have a
story.
bonding experience. Let's get matching
Yeah.
tattoos.
But it was a really thought out answer to the person on the fence.
It's an actually really good, it's a very good argument.
I worked with a
That
girl.
was a good dream crusher answer right there.
Isn't it?
I worked with a girl, and she's a nice girl and everything, but all her tattoos look like she went up to a gumball machine, and the first tattoo that came out, that's what she put on. And tattoo shops actually do this gumball thing. It's $50 for the gumball,
Oh, yeah.
and when it comes out, whatever's in it is what you get, or you lose your $50. And she had all these nonsensical little tattoos that were like the size, like maybe this big, and she had them all over her arms, her chest, her back, down her legs,
Yeah.
everywhere. And it's like, did you put any thought into, you know what would look good together?
Well,
At
that's
home.
where I really screwed up. If you look at how thought out and thorough the Japanese are in some of their tattoos, especially the really ornate ones that are done up, there's a whole theme. I've got patchy tattoos all over. Some of
Yeah.
them look like they were in prison, and I don't have the luxury of ever having been in prison. Some of them are very highly artistic, highly stylized, and have no business being next to the ones that didn't come from said prison. I met, again, some really cool people throughout the tattoo world, and some of the coolest had planned out their tattoos from day one and had cohesive bodysuits where the arms rolled into the chest pieces that rolled into the back. And maybe there was differences in some of them because different artists had done that segment. And one of the artists I met, he didn't like tattooing people who already had a tattoo near where he was sticking his. He felt like the real estate was used up.
Yep.
Or it was very like, and so that I never had much thought going into it. I was like, I want this because it's cool. And people are going to see it while I'm skating, and they're going to know I'm about that life. And I want this one because it's cool, and it's scary and edgy. Yeah, that's what I want to be when I'm 44. And, but some of the people I met had really cool stuff that looked like spiritually cohesive, like a big story was being told. And it kind of reminds me of the way the Japanese put theirs together with pieces that all flow and become one, and they aren't a single segment, they're the totality of the body, and that's pretty cool. There was a really great artist. He was part of the Liu family iron. His name's Philip Liu, and he does some really ornate, really cool stuff. And some of the stuff he'll do will fill up your back and go down onto your legs and across your arms, and it's almost like you're putting it on like a robe. but when you look at the piece with the person spread out, it tells a whole story. It's a whole thing. It's a whole theme. It's a piece of art. It's a living piece of artwork. And the artists today and the technology that's in the machines they use is on such a high level compared to early, what do they call it, traditional American style tattoos or abroad, that actually have like, kind of in my opinion, crusty lines. Now lines can be very clean and very smooth. And then the understanding of layering in the tattoo sort of mindset, where like a heavy black line can help put all this other stuff into focus. They're on such a different level. It's incredible. I could rant on about it for hours.
Jason Ghost says she wants to go around Chechnya and see all the castles and churches. I did like that about Northern Europe and old. So I got to do a North Sea cruise, a Baltops cruise, and a Black Sea cruise. The Black Sea cruise was kind of accidental. We accidentally had to escort a Russian cruiser back to Petersburg. And we got to stop off in there in a couple places. But yeah, it's gorgeous up there. And all these castles by the water. Obviously, all these cool movies you see where there's a castle by a river or a castle by a lock or something. They look beautiful, but the form of them was you guarded, that was your seaport guard, is on these locks and on these mountains coming into these lakes and into these bays and stuff. So on these bays, you always seen these huge castles that were actually like forts, but they were just gorgeous. So yeah, I would dig that. That'd be awesome.
I know. I think that there's so much more history over in Europe in those areas, because we're a relatively new country here when you consider the grand scheme of things. A lot of cool stuff to go see over there.
Mm-hmm. I tried to get a cohesive tattoo as my first one. So when I went to get the lion, which was this one. I don't know if you can really see it. Where am I at? There it is. It kind of looks like the beast from the Beauty. Oh, okay, let me show you.
Oh Lord.
So this tattoo is 30.
It looks like Bob Ross with a do.
God, doesn't it? So that tattoo, it was from 1990. So that tattoo is 35 years old.
Oh, wow.
But when the guy gave it to me, he's like, okay, so we're going to do this lion. We're going to do a jungle scene, do some bamboo. And then we're going to put like a cheetah down here. We're going to do some fronds down here. And we're going to put, a panther here. And there'll be an elephant here. And it's supposed to go all down my arm. So got that tattoo, went on a cruise, came back. And I was like, hey, I'm here to see Turtle. He's got my tattoo all drawn up. He's going to finish my tattoo. And they're like, oh, Turtle's in jail, man. He might not be out for a couple months. No, so Turtle ain't coming back. I'm like, oh, wow.
Turtle
okay,
was
well,
in the show.
I'll come back after a couple months. So I came back. I was like, hey, is Turtle back yet? They're like, oh, Turtle ain't getting out. Turns out he really did kill that guy. Yeah, he ain't coming back.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, well. So a couple weeks later, I went to Richmond, and I got the wolf. And when I got the wolf, I got a guy named Frog gave it to me. And this is the one that I said looks like it used to be a wolf. Hang on, where is it? There you go. It's actually a wolf with a moon and a tree in front of the moon. And it looks more like one of these Google-eyed freaking. It looks like that monster from Wednesday now. But giant googly eyes and shit. But a guy named Frog gave me that one. And he's like, yeah, we're going to do this kind of woodland scene here with more trees. You're going to put another wolf pack on there. I go, that's cool. Came back a couple months later, Frog's in jail. And I already knew he wasn't coming out. I was like, this is just my life. So I learned two things from that. One, all my tattoos are going to be solo projects. So just make sure they all mean something. And I got each one of them for a different reason. But I also learned that never get your tattoo by a guy who's named after an animal. You're just unlucky.
Long story short, never an animal. I just always told my kids, hey, if you're 18, you can do what you want to do, but you have to remember that 10 years ago you really liked rainbows and unicorns, and 5 years ago you really liked, I forget what it was at the time, but and then went, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. So what you get now might seem really cool, but in 5 years isn't. And so
Yep.
I did not convince the youngest to, immediately get a tattoo when she went in the army. But she kept it, very tasteful. I think she had a couple small, scriptures or something written on her ribs, and then she went big after she got out of the military. But, when you're younger, just take that pause, take that moment, figure out who you are as a person before you put that permanently on your body.
Yeah.
I will say the older I get, the more the tattoos sting.
Yeah.
So maybe between 25 and 40, get your tattoos and then quit after that. I didn't take that advice. But I remember getting them on my back and I would fall asleep. Dude, I would knock right the fuck out, drool all over the freaking table. I don't do that anymore because now they sting. I have old man skin now. It's a little tender.
Our skin's getting thin, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang it.
I'm telling kids, get the fuck off my lawn. Yeah, my skin's pretty thin now.
Yeah.
All right. It's time for final thoughts. Doug?
I don't have any tattoos. I got a bunch of scars though.
Chicks dig
I got the
scars.
stab
Me
wound
too.
there, the stabbing there, the one there, the one over
Stabbing?
there.
That's a story
Eight
for
bullet
another
holes
night.
somewhere. I don't
Yeah.
know, 4 here, one there. I recommend the tattoos over that.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Highly recommended.
That's fair.
You always say be kind. That's the biggest thing. We'll keep on being kind.
We actually saw those on the side of a restaurant this weekend when we
Yep.
were in Clarksdale. It has a giant butterfly painting, and beside it said, "If you can be anything, be kind." Or in a world where you can be anything, be kind. I took that as a sign.
Yeah.
So I paid for Gima's lunch.
Aww.
Yeah.
How was it?
It's the
It was
stuff
great.
like that.
How was that?
It was
It's the
really
stuff
good.
like that that matters. It's the stuff, There was a lady that was spoke zero English. It was before we got to Gallatin a few months ago, and when we took that ride out to Nashville. And she spoke no English. She low air in her tire. She actually had a nail in it. And I said, I got to go over there and help her, And of course, the photo got taken right at the tail end as I was getting up. But it's just one of those things. I didn't do it for. It's not something that we do for. And I know you guys are the same way. It's not something we do to say, hey, look what I did. It was one of those things like, no, I'm going to go take care of that because, I can just imagine. And we've been places where didn't speak the language, had no clue what to do, and somebody came along and helped us out. So it's just returning the favor.
Aww.
Little stuff like that, it matters. That's my thought.
Side note, it irks the shit out of me when I see these YouTube and TikTok videos of people needing help. Oh my God, this lady's been standing there for 45 minutes and can't cross the street. Oh my God. And all of a sudden this person comes up and helps them. Oh, be kind. I'm like, motherfucker, you sat there for 45 minutes and watched them and didn't do shit. Fuck you.
And filmed it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they're recording the dogs in the road that the dog got hit and the other dog sat with it for 30 minutes. Like, what were you doing, motherfucker? Get out there and help that dog. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. With this lady, I just happened to hear, I have no idea what language she was speaking on the phone, but you could tell she was kind of distressed. And I just looked over and said, I gotta go do something. I gotta go help this out. It's probably an easy fix. And it was. It took 10 minutes, But just stuff like that. That's the stuff that matters. It probably made her next 10 years, she's probably still thinking about that. There was that one guy, that one white guy that came and helped me out.
Mhm.
So, left her with a good impression at least.
Yep. Always do what you can to help somebody because you may be the only good thing that happens to them that day. And I've told the story about the NFL player who helped a guy and didn't even know what he did until 20 years later. So we'll save that story for another time. But always do what you can because you never know whose life you're going to affect with one small act of kindness. Billy, final thoughts.
Agreed.
Oh, final thoughts. Tonight's topic was where you want to be, right? So, talk to a lot of people who are on the fence. Should I get the bike? Well, you're at a dealership looking at them. Something brought you here. Talk to people who think you have the bike. I don't got the money or the time to take that trip. Talk to people who have nothing. Want to see it all. If you're any of those three, whether you want to do it, or thinking about doing it, or have nothing, then give it everything. Give it everything and live a life of adventure. Because I guarantee you, when we're younger, life moves at a slower pace. It's all a great build-up until we're free to go experience it. And then once you're free to go experience it, it begins to take off like a rocket. And you'll
Amen.
look back and see decades behind you. Don't waste all that time. It gets harder. So give it everything. Get out there and have yourself an adventure and be where you want to be. So if somebody happens to ask, where do you want to be? You can say, I'm here. Great to meet you. That's my final thought.
Damn.
Like
Hard to follow that.
It is. It is.
But you
It
have
is.
to, biker girl. So
Good night, folks.
Yeah.
I've always heard, and most old people, I don't even know if they say this anymore, but there used to be a popular saying when I was graduating: if you don't know where you're going, you're going to end up where you're headed. So always have a plan, and you will get where you want to be if you know where you want to be.
Hey, nobody drifts to the top of a mountain.
Yeah. Nobody rolls uphill on accident.
Too deep.
So, biker girl, what's your final thought?
Oh, final thoughts. Well, I have to echo, get the bike, take the trip.
Yep.
Make those memories. You know, that's what you look back on too.
True.
Maybe I don't know where I'm going, but I can look back and I see where I've been, and I love it. I love those memories. You know, heck, if it weren't for motorcycles, I wouldn't be talking with you guys.
This is true.
So, get the bike, take the ride, make those friends.
Yep.
Right, there we are.
Yeah.
I can't, I'm not girly enough to do it, I'm sorry.
I don't think I know. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Aww,
Do
you guys. Cute.
Oh, Doug.
I just look like a claw hand.
Arr.
Arr, it's the rum.
This is my good hand.
It's the rum hand.
This is my strong arm.
Bro ho ho.
I'd have to say I'm way too good at it for somebody who works for Harley Davidson and is a burly lumberjack today.
Dude, ain't no problem with showing love, man.
Yep.
I have
Is
never.
that your Dixon? I have the same red one in my closet.
Red rum? The red rum?
No, is that what it is?
Yeah, this one's red rum.
Mine's a different shade. It's maybe got
So
a
it's a
little
murder shirt?
pink, red and gray, but yeah, it's one of my faves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the Stanley and I stomped the stomping grounds of King's, you know, great ideas. And I did some pictures, and me and my buddy go hiking up in RMNP, or have for several years. That was the year we climbed Twin Sister. That mountain kicked the crap out of me. Sometimes you don't know just how much the earth can hurt.
Yep.
There's like real easy math on this one. You take like person or earth wins, you know, and it did. But I stood at the top of the world. Well, we wanted to do our first 14er that trip, and we did about 12 and a half. So 12,500 feet, something like that, to the top of Twin Sister. And the higher you go, the harder it gets. So then you get up there and every part of you aches. And then you can look down this like huge mountain and be like, I have to climb back. I have to go down that now. And what was worse is, because I'm heavy, I'm overweight, I'm very convex at this point. This lady and this fella, we were on our way down, come running, like full-blown sprinting past us. I was kind of cold, in fact. she's in like shorts, top, little hydration pack, runners. I'm like,
I hate those
what?
kind of people.
And then fella goes by. He's in little shorts, top, pack, go by. Wow, they're running, huh? So I tried. I was going downhill a little bit. I was like, I'll run downhill a little bit. And the things started getting loose and, sketchy real quick. And I'm like, I'm not going to run down this. We were, I don't know, probably 3/4 of the way back down the trail when they came back past us.
Oh
And
no.
I in my head quietly said some explanative, I was like, "Are you," but I was really quite impressed about it. Those people were killing it. And I suppose if you're that good at climbing mountains, it only takes you a couple hours. That was a whole day for us. I had spam cut up and stuff. I was on top of that mountain having snacks. I made it. I can do what
You had
I
a
want.
charcuterie board.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have a charcuterie board you can eat later.
Oh, I do have a charcuterie. I got a pork loin
Yeah.
and cheddar jack or butter jack and cheddar.
Yeah, it's
charcuterie.
a bougie fucking snack.
It's pretty
man.
fucking bougie. I got it from Buc-ee's. That's how bougie it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hells yeah. Get it out. I want to
Okay.
show it. It's fucking
I've
beautiful.
told you guys, charcuterie is one of my favorite ones to pack on day trips. It's got a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So redneck charcuterie
Redneck dessert.
There
Pepper
Oh.
jacks,
Nice.
cheddar.
and redneck dessert,
Yeah.
banana pudding
Oh, that banana
with
pudding.
broken up Oreos and whipped cream. That's how bougie I am today. Check this out.
Want them back in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep them chilled. It's
Okay.
only bougie if it's not rotten.
Right.
Not pasteurization. There's preservatives in that. You're gonna live.
All right, Gma, final thoughts.
Oh, final thoughts. Well, the subject today was where do you want to be? And my thought is that I've always felt like if I don't want to be somewhere, I'm going to get up and move. Because, well, I'm not a tree. I'm not rooted in one spot. And the wheels keep turning. And I'm pretty blessed that at not quite 70, I'm still able to get out and go do the things I want to and make the memories I am with my friends. And I'm going to continue to do that. Although I don't always show up where I'm supposed to. And sometimes I show up where I didn't plan. I'm still out here. I'm still doing the thing. And, because you never know. There's ripples in the pond and that whole hokey bullshit thing. So I like to go out here and spread my niceness just like twinkle dust on everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. It's not a bad life. Those are my final thoughts.
So in clothing.
In clothing?
In
Yes,
closing-
we are.
in
Thank you very
closing-
much.
I'm exactly where I want to be. I planned this trip because this is where I wanted to be. I wanted to do this. People have doubted me. There's another thing going on right now. People are like, oh, you should go to this. You should go to this. And I said, this is where I want to be. I want to do this. And I planned it, and planning it got me here. And I said, I'm going no matter what. If it costs money, we're going to spend some money. If we're going to go do this, we're going to do this. And I'm going to buy the t-shirt and say I did it. So here I am where I want to be with the person I want to be here with.
Aww.
If Dana could have been here too, that would have been better.
That
But
would
that's
have been fun.
that's the only way it could have been
Yeah.
better. But I've never got to go anywhere with just me and Gma, and I had to serve food to people and shit all weekend.
Yep.
So I'm going to say this was a win.
Yeah, that's been a lot of fun.
We
I
got
had
to
a
buy
good
food
time.
and serve it to ourselves, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
And he cooked for me
I did cook for her.
twice. It was bomb.
I am the bomb.
Yeah, you are the bomb. Yep.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and say
You guys
goodbye.
are
Thanks for coming in, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Everyone,
Bye.
thanks for coming in, and we will see you. So Monday, we both have premieres.
Yep.
So mine will be 7:30 Central. Gma's will be right after mine.
Yep.
I'm going to try to make mine short enough where she can actually have hers behind me. We're going to probably work on it all day Sunday, unless she leaves Sunday, and I'll just work on mine, and she can work on hers in a hotel, I guess.
Yeah.
Or tomorrow night. We'll have tomorrow night to work on
Yeah.
it.
Well, we'll
If-
probably get him knocked out tomorrow night.
Yep. If we're not watching movies.
Yeah.
So like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Let me make sure I end the right one
Bye,
tonight.
everyone.
Oh, wait. We got to put Love Potion number 9 on. Hold on.
Okay.
Can't end it without Love Potion number 9.
Night, Neil.
Here we go. There we go. Priorities. So like, comment, subscribe, you hit that bell, and go down below and buy a t-shirt, join the Discord, go to Gmod's Discord, go to everybody's.
I have a Discord, but I have a Patreon.
He does have a Patreon. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Bye.
Buy the shit.